Politics Gambia. Boy, greetings, New Nalen. I'm gonna be very quick. I'm gonna my brother Abdul Wahab Momade Nekadi Hitcha. Momade Nekadi Hitcha. Magisona. I'm just coming out. Jiggy for sorry, tai Magitai. And why this coalition talk or this coalition talk, it's really interesting. And ma feel ne film nekka ni comme que ñu ngi start di wax o waxan si ron parce que gëm naa ne wax mu si ron ne film nekka ni politicians si ñu ngi start di realize ne they need a serious coalition and they need something lu nga xamee ne dinañu guarantee pour mun a génne legacy out of State House 2026 inshallah. And in order to do that, in order pour ñu mun a def loolu as a country and mu nekk loo xamee ne du nekk about UDP, du nekk about UMC, Taliban Suda, du nekk about Mama Kande, do nekk about any other political party, including Halifa Sallah, PDOIS. Man dama gëm ne pour man dama gëm ne Halifa Sallah would be an excellent choice for this coalition pour mu lead ko. Bena because man gëm naa ne Halifa Sallah dégga la UDP duñ bugga dégga lii parce que dañ believe ne ñoom ñoo uppa and then ñoom ñoo war a lead or ñoom ñoo war a naka tuddaati lead the coalition. Wante man dama feel ne Halifa Sallah should be the one to lead the coalition simply because Halifa Sallah prove na boppam. Halifa Sallah am na nekk na koo xamee ne waxam kaadoom daf ko respect torop and gëm naa ne prove na boppam and li musa predict si Gambia. Everything lu Halifa Sallah musa wax lolu ñëw na mu am. And in order pour ñu mëna génna si politique ya ma neex and ñu mëna setati the system that we want as a nation ñu mën ko set Halifa Sallah suñ ko fa defee di ngeen gis ne moom lim wara def dina ko def because bena dina fekka ne nakal tuddaati UDP ñoom tamit by the time Halifa Sallah mu pare di nga gis ne den UDP time boobu noonu ñoom sort nañ seen house bi seen house in order def nañ liñ war a def since ne ñoom they are a massive party so Halifa Sallah set up all the naka lañ ko dee ooyee all the reforms that the Gambia needs right now and we desperately need. Then dinga gis ne Gambia dina am a level playing ground bo xamene people like ñon Essa Fall, people like ñon Taliban Suda, people like UDP, whoever their flag bearer will be at that time, dinañ mëna ñoo duga si ñu def election bo xamene Gambia yeb dina si mëna gis bopam. Because even if UDP went for coalition, ñu def Honorable Ousainou Darboe man li ma ragal moo ne kani dinañ amaati this tactical alliance of politics. Number one. Number two, the next situation boo xamee ne Gambia du si mun a gis boppam quickly because of nim demee woon si timey legacy in 2026. So Halifa Sallah being the leader of this coalition of 2026 dinañu orne dina set reform si dinañu orne dina def lim wara def as a leader mu make sure ne moom dafa fair because Halifa Sallah dafa doylu suma waxee dafa doylu miinu ma si alel miinu ma si nakal tudati adina or whatever waaye li ma miin moo nekk ne he's a man koo xamee dafa am principle nekkut ne loolu noonu ñun Ousainou Darboe and the rest amuñ ko waaye dama gëm ne moom rek moom moo proof boppam since 2016 because man 2016 last start di dégg about Halifa Sallah even though xam naa turam waaye comme li ma wax man bokkuma woon si politics. I've never been in Gambian politics so understanduma maa ngi soog a miin ñoon Halifa Sallah ñoon Ousainou Darboe tur yi yëpp 2016 moo ma si dugal so su nekkee ne ñu ngi dem coalition o ñu ngeen ñoo def si lu nga xamee ne coalition la pour Gambia pour mu fair pour mu nekk loo xamee ne Gambia yëpp dinañ si gis seen boppa nga gis ne nakal tuddaati Essa Faal du hesitate pour ne dama join Tali Bensouda du hesitate moom tam mu ne dama join Mama Kandeh du hesitate mu ne dama join the only people or person that can bring that moo nekk Halifa Sallah. If we are going to do a coalition, so nekkee ne demuñ coalition nag man maa ngi Tali Bensouda meaning ne gëm naa ne Tali Bensouda xale yi dinañ ko toppa waaye su nekkee ne coalition la ñoo def pour mun a am Gambia man gëm naa ne loolu noonu Halifa Sallah moom moo war a lead the coalition because su ko leadee Gambia dina am boppam su ko leadee dinañ am dëkk boo xamee ne dina am standard bu moo set standard boobu noonu moo nekk ne liñ gis ci UDP recently in si seen biir parti bi within the party ñu ngi gis ne problème bi mu ngi fa soo bokkutee si parti bi o nga daw nga génn ñu la ooyee a betrayer ñu la def lii ñu la label and all that stuff man gëm naa ne with Halifa Sallah all those things dina génn du nekkaati a subject dafa completely eradicate loolu noonu nga xam ne it's going to be a level playing field boo xamee ne UDP suñ dugasee after the reforms and everything that Halifa Sallah will set or put in place, then dinga am nak ñoon what ma call it ñoon Essa Faal at ñoon UDP ñoom ñëpp ñu dugasi waaye this time su ñoo dugasi dafa nekk loo xamee ne Halifa Sallah moo ko set because man gëm naa ne Halifa suñ ko jëlee moom mu lead du fa nekk mu siisu mu ne moom du wàcca number one ba pare du fa nekk muy wax ne man suma party bi because ñun ñëpp xam nañu PDOIS is not a massive party xam nga it's not a massive party to the point boo xamee ne dina mun a generate nit ñu nga xamee ne dinañ win another election with nakal tuddaati suñ ko defee yee because time boobu noonu dina fekka UDP pare nañ pour ñoom tamit ñu xam ne you know leadership lii ak lii la nit yëpp dañ dee am divergent views te that doesn't mean ne comme ne yow betrayer nga te kenn du label sa morom ne waaw óoluwuma la óolu naa la waaw kan mooy lead kuy lead soo gisee everyone is asking this question suñ defee coalition kan mooy lead because óolu wante wuñ Gambian be politicians yi óolu wante wuñ as far as they are concerned ñoomi neen because of example being set on in 2026 loolu ku ko fa mun a génnee will be Halifa Sallah Halifa Sallah rek moom mooy mun a génnee ak nekk si coalition mu lead ko mu def li nga xamee ne moom lañ ko santa pour mu def liñ ko santa pour mu def moom dina ko def te su ko defee yee dina ko def ba mut sëkk pour Gambian bi dinañu ko defaral with respect dinañu ko defaral mu ko xalaat ne you know what lii suma legacy li ma bàyyi gannaaw la te dama bugg a make sure ne mu cater for every single citizen so man gom naa ne Halifa Sallah su ko Gambian si jiitalee dinañ am Gambia biñ bugga for the next coming election moo nekk excuse me yeah moom dina def lu nga xamee ne loolu noonu more important pour Gambian bi that doesn't mean to say ne hey Ali, I missed you as well. Namanala too. That doesn't mean to say ne UDP cannot do it. Because of UDP is so UDP the tense benga hamene the difficult pour muna figure out how you're going to be able to be part of that. Do de muna gisabopa if you are not UDP, do de muna gisabopa si UDP. And this is a massive problem for UDP. So, manamo gomne suneke different coalition bunga hamene lolo nujita lenko melni Halifa Sallah that will really change the game. Dina change because of then dina amlin buga mom dina def lim wara def and then su ko defee ñu am a level playing field li nga xam ne moom lañ waroon a am in 2026 Halifa Sallah dinañ ko mun a defaral te all those people, politicians, nyon Essa Faal, nyon Mama Kande, even Taliban Suda, ñom ñep dinañ mëna gis sen bopa under Halifa Sallah because dinañ gëm ne Halifa Sallah lu mu wax dina ko def dinañ gëm ne moom du def tactical alliance dinañ gëm ne kii nit koo xamee ne respect na boppam waxam bariwut du duga si luñ ko dugalut emale na boppam te partem bi amul problème te Gambian si recognize nañ ko te gëm nañ ko te óolu nañ ko unlike UDP Ousainou Darboe even in as much as ne am na crowd am na people bi am na nit ñi waaye the fact ne moom ni things demee yee ak patem bi ak moom nim demee yee even till today soo gisee problem bi nii yëpp am within his party and other areas dafa the simple fact ne because he is still the leader lim nekk the political leader is a massive problem simply because of ne ñu bari duñ ko dee nekk di wax ñu bari duñ ko dee nekk di wax waaye ñu bari dañ gëm ne moom dafa need to take the back seat su bëggutee take the back seat naka tuwaat dañ am a major problem by having someone koo xamee ne ku ñoo mun a óolu te ki ñoo mun a óolu moo nekk pour man laa wax in my view man dama gëm ne Halifa Sallah dafa war a lead the 2026 coalition since ne joxoon nañ 2016 joxoon nañ ko even though legacy was independent waaye dafa jógee UDP and soo gisee ñu mel ku mel ni legacy mu mun a lead a coalition nga am people like ñoon Halifa Sallah at that time jëluñ ko loolu because of ne dominance bi was coming from UDP foofu la gaay foofu la word bi jógee woon ñoo bari ñoom ñoo feel ne they are entitled to it ñoom ñoo feel ne they fought so hard for Gambia ñoom ñoo feel ne ñoom ñoo dee pour Gambia ñoom ñoo feel ne ñoom ñoo def everything pour Gambia mu jox leen ko so right now ñëw nañ to this juncture where Gambia mu ngi desperate te man gëm naa ne no one party can do it. The only way we can do it more nekk ñu am a coalition of people naka parties to come together so leen buggee yee Gambians yi yëpp ñu bokk ci this coalition meaning ne all the political party leaders ñu join without any type of hesitation UDP cannot lead. It has to be someone different from UDP in as much as the UDP ñoom ñoo bari ñoom ñoo uppa nit why send examples in set and based on lunity di gis on social media and the way that UDP goes on about certain things certain people man gomu mane suñ defee coalition te UDP ñu lead dafa du am benn use because nit yi dañoo fag ne li xewoon 2026 moom mooy ñëwaat xew dinañ backtrack dañoo demal nit yi ba si kanam ñu change seen mind ñu ne waaw toogal 3 years 4 years lañ la waxoon oh non ñun buggee wuñ ko nii lii la loo bi wax lali la loo bi wax I don't believe that that would be the right way to go about it dama gom ne su nekkee coalition la ñoo dem Gambia should give naka party si dañ war a jox Halifa Sallah the opportunity to lead Gambia mu reform affairs si mu take care of everything lu mu need pour take care of then ñu am a level playing field even if Halifa Sallah has to go moom mu nekk for 3 years biñ dee wax noonu ñu def a coalition of 3 years boo xamee ne Halifa Sallah mooy ñëw mu put the reforms in place then ñu dem nit koo xamee ne kooku noonu ñu demaati election for 28 or 29 that way inshallah UDP can because all na money then UDP didn't win why right now at this juncture man I believe that Halifa Sallah would be the right person pour mun ko jël mu lead because of track record am dafa set track record yi Halifa Sallah dafa set track record yi Ousainou Darboe set na waaye dafa am taxa bi moo nekk ne pare wut ak jógee foofu mu jox keneen mu toog taxa bi moo nekk ne UDP dañ ko jël def ko like the symbol of Gambia dañ ko jël ñu def ko ne suñ ko rewardute a presidency then there is not going to be a government in Gambia loolu man I find it really difficult pour wana because of ne nit doo mun a jël a person nga def ko mu oppa mu be the big naka lañ ko dee ooyee mu nekka Gambia xam nga dañ jël Honorable Ousainou Darboe ñu jël ko ñu def ko Gambia te Honorable Ousainou Darboe du Gambia. Honorable Ousainou Darboe is a one person out of Gambia, irrespective of what he's done for Gambia. So in order to come away from that Honorable Ousainou Darboe Baba, Gambia dafa need to put someone, and if ne UDP ñoom ñu ne ñoom duñ dem coalition unless and until Baba leads that coalition, then I believe ne Essa Faal, Mama Kandeh, UMC, United for Change, ñoom they need to come together ñu def a coalition, and I believe ne su ñooñu noonu defee coalition irrespective of whether UDP bokk nañ or bokkuñ. Greetings fams, nuyu naa la suma brother. Irrespective of whether UDP bokk nañ bokkuñ, su coalition amee between Halifa Sallah, Mama Kandeh, Essa Faal, UMC, this youth movement bu group bu SB, they will beat both UDP and NPP. Simply because Gambia dafa pare pour lu wécceeku. Gambia dafa pare pour gis loo xamee ne is for Gambians and not for individual. Gambia dafa bugg a feel boppam ne you know what, people are doing the right thing for the country and not for people or not for a person. Mënuñoo jël suñ politics ñu wrap ko around Baba. I'm sorry. Munta dem Gambia munta nekk around Baba. Te su nekkee ne UDP ñoom seen party bi dañ believe ne Baba is the only person that can lead Gambia or else nothing. Then nañoon Essa Faal and ñoon Mama Kandeh and ñoon UMC, this new group movement bi ñoom ñu dem with their parties. ñoom ñu form a coalition. Suñ formé a coalition, trust me, Gambia will vote for them. Gambia will vote for them. So man li rek la ñewon pour wax because xam nga Abdullah Wahab moma de trigger. Suma trigger ye duma de muna ignore fum jaar ma ñew ma kana wax because lima de bëgg wax daf de bari and not all the time la de muna wax everything diko binda man. I'm not a binda person. I'm more of a wax person. Why gom nane leaning should be something lo xamene ñun ñep legi fim nekk ni fofu lañ wara nekk. Coalition bi nako what ma call it mu lead because ñom ñep UMC mo nekk this new change for movement, how much change for movement ñu fa but dañ am seen own people. Xam nga te Gambian bi dina wane waa ñi halal lañ or whatever duñ ñëwé duñ fi def dara parce que ni ak ni fofu problem la. Nga ñëw si Essa Faal waaye Essa Faal according to APRC and other people Essa Faal reykati nit bi Essa dégga defender of reykati nit ñi Essa Faal nii Essa Faal nali nga am Mama Kandeh waaw nii not much. You don't hear much about Mama Kandeh lu tax nit ci bëgguñ ko or duñ ko votal as a president or he's not too popular within the Gambians wante dañ dee am lu tax nanguñ ko votal. Then nga am Halifa Sallah dafa principled dafa nekk nit koo xamee ne am na yim put in or ni mel man loolu laa respect about him te man gom naa ne Gambian yu bare since 2016 every single thing lu Halifa Sallah musa wax def na ko o ñun gis nañ ko. So therefore suñ toogee si situation boo xamee ne léegi ñu ngee wax parce que dama dégg maa ngi gis tey Honorable Ousainou Darboe UDP ñu ngi dem Watson Gambia ñu ngee wax ne ñoom they are looking to form a coalition but man gëmuma ma ne coalition boobu noonu will be about anyone leading if it's not Ousainou Darboe. So in order to avoid Ousainou Darboe Baba only without nothing, let ñoon Essa Faal and ñoon UMC and nakala tudati ñoon Mama Kandeh ñoom ñu form seen own coalition and then you get rid of both NPP and UDP and then you a clean slate of politics. Lii lañ need Gambia dañ war a am politics bu start di set politics bu nekkul bu nga xamee ne it's either Baba or nothing or it's either UDP lead or nothing. Nit yi lañ need pour jógee si loolu mënuñoo dëkk si politics boo xamee ne it's either legacy or Ousainou Darboe. Dañ bëgg a politics boo xamee ne everyone can be part of it to the point where we can all see each other in it. You feel that you know what, we are safe and we are really confident ne kii su ñëwee dina def what Gambia wants. Te loolu noonu Halifa Sallah moom moo ko mun a def right now moom moo proof boppam. Ousainou Darboe proof, I'm sorry, Ousainou Darboe proved boppam because when opportunity came for him to prove himself he didn't. Xam nga So even though he's the biggest party, but he did not prove himself to Gambia. He proved himself during Yaya Jammeh's time. He did a lot for Gambia. And I really credit him for that. And I really appreciate that. One day at this juncture, it's all about Baba UDP. And the way, Manama Ragal, Mandama really ragal. The way I see UDP, Ninde Melsi Usainu Dabo, Ninko de Def. When you watch it, the flooded definitely feel like Lee is not just politics. Lee is too much. Nit ki munga ko respect, nit ki munga ko recognize. And dama am a problem with the fact ne ñom dañ légui dang dé dégga sa UDP and bi di la wax ne suñ ko mëne may sax ñu may ko 3 years sax doyna. Xam nga, it's almost like begging pour Gambians si. Anger, politics is not about begging people. Legi dañ ko bañ bi nga xamé nak dé dégga nit yi di wax ne at least suñ ko joxé ben 3 years sax su ko defutee sax. No, it's not the reason why we voting for people. People vote for people because of they believe in what they do and their principles, they this and they that. When you look at UDP and the people surrounding UDP and the supporters of some of UDPians, mandaf made ragalo because the Mogomne send approach to politics now. It's so too cultic. Too cultic. And no, it's not a way of politics. Because politics, the faneka leader be mudem, leader be munyo. Leader be mudem, leader be munyo. Why you're so making use of politics is wrapped around Ben and Nitkoku no, fek yo gisulo kumuduga state house. Then no, the family Gambia succeeded. Lolo, the fagarao. Lolo, the fagarao. Pour man dama ragal lolo. And maybe that's the reason why when Dembo by force, ndem siyal noko yala yirim, when he said ne UDP solen votale dinen dahaniti, is that feeling of fear of believing that, you know what, these people and the way they go on about Usainu Dabo, it's too jamu be the mak. Politics, you cannot jamu people. In as much as they're doing really well, you cannot jam with them because nit rekling. Send ligay deflen ko rafet na bahna, you thank them, you appreciate them, and then you said, you know what, sa time job na sa time passena. While suneke your politician bobu no you dan ko jël nga feel ne koku dafa deserve. I watch a video where some people are pleading this sukasisuf, please ñu la ñaan na may leen ñu def ad Ousainou Darboe mu nekk president. Lulu start to be begging. It doesn't have to be begging. It has to be something based on principle. Niti lolu mode yobu deka, principle mode yobu deka. It's not what you think that someone deserves it. That's the reason why, because there's a reason why people said no. And that no should be respected. And again, I'm just saying, you can sell Ousainou Darboe as much as you want, but there's nothing that these UDPians or UDP can tell the people that we haven't heard already about Ousainou Darboe. Ousainou Darboe has been a politician for nearly 30 years. Amud anything long how many legi umpana Gambian be lum hamut si Ousainou Darboe. So suko person, suko Gambian be votalute. It's not because they reject him because he's not good, but then feel ne kuneka wahtom la. And the ma feel ne at this point, the only person so gise mon wah Halifa Sallah, not ne because of ne mon wahtom jotut, wahtom tam jotna, if a need for them. Why so gise mon wane Ousainou Halifa Sallah can at least do 2026 simply because of ne mom do this tactical game. Whereas the opportunity for UDP, you have something tactical again, where come what they did in 2016, their whole party, most of them you work in the government, and it was mostly UDP. The coalition was a UDP government, and they accepted it. Ñom ñep dañ waxone UDP government la at that point. So fim nekani man gom nane Halifa Sallah is the right person. This coalition talks, New Def Halifa Sallah will lead the coalition. And if UDP refuse Nenyon Bugun, you should try to know Ousainou as a person. I think you are also generalizing too much. I think that is the problem. I believe all what you are saying, that Ousainou Darboe is because of few supporters, but the same thing is true about all parties in Gambia. Of course, Mr. Lalo, I understand. I'm not saying I'm not generalizing it simply because of I'm having a go. Usainu Dabo doesn't deserve to be a president. What I'm trying to say, he's been a candidate for your party for the longest of time. And there comes a point in life when things have to shift. We cannot get stuck in a situation where it has to be the same person or nothing. Because Gambia is at a point, it's a crucial juncture. You never accept it's at a juncture where something's got to give. We have to. And in order to do that, we must sacrifice certain people. And if Usainu Dabo, Honorable Usainu Dabo, has to be that victim of sacrifice, Dafa need to put himself in the forefront. He cannot say, well, or you or any other person cannot say it has to be Usainu Dabo or nothing, because Gambia is bigger than Usainu Dabo and even UDP itself. And we are at this juncture where Gambia munge sink. And if we don't put ourselves to understand, what, there is more important things about our country than one person, then we're getting the whole thing wrong. It doesn't matter who it is. So for me, the ma believe Halifa Sallah, more the only person right now to lead a coalition that Gambians, all of us, will see ourselves in him to avoid a situation where we're going to get stuck with Adama Barrow. That is the problem. And if we happen to see, if UDP resist, then if Usainu Dabo doesn't lead, then there is not going to be a coalition. Man, I'm urging every single party that is in Gambia to put Usainu Dabo aside, to put Adama Barrow aside, and go for coalition with SFL, Mama Kande, and UMC, and SFL. Believe me, if that happens, Gambians will vote for that coalition, because we are desperately in need of change. This is my opinion or view in this whole thing. Parce que we want to put ourselves, and again, simply because of the coalition of 2026, therefore put a very bitter taste in everyone's mouth, simply because of the fact that 3 years you say no Dabo Muneno Barrow cannot step down because of the constitution said 5 years, which was right. But then that wasn't fair to the Gambian people, because we all knew legacy cannot take us anywhere. And this is the reason why we're in this mess. And again, if Usainu Dabo, this is another problem that I have as a citizen. If Usainu Dabo would have actually come out, because no one is too big to apologize. No one is too big to understand and recognize your mistake. If Usainu Dabo would have come out and said to the Gambian people, you know what, I put my hand up. I made a mistake. Maybe I made a mistake when I said legacy should have stayed for 5 years, because that's what the constitution said. But based on experience, based on understanding of governance, we all know the legacy could munut on a death. So for Usainu Dabo to go and say na continue at nitni, that is the punishment that you have to accept. Don't you want to accept the punishment that, you know what, in any civilized nation? Let's talk about the West. Let's talk about anywhere in this world where you have a situation where a party misbehaves, or where a party misjudges, or where a party taking steps your hamene, it is not acceptable, or it is nakatudati, they did it in the wrong way. Munuma use the right words. I'm not get what are not coming out. Then that party should be punished. And Mansuma Genalonte, like I said, UDP and NPP should be scratched out for at least couple of elections, to the point where Gambia didn't start the one, you know what, when I do this, there are consequences to face. Suma defe li mo madal. That way, niti so def dara dinko halata twice, 3 times, 4 times, 100 times when you're dealing with a country. So man gom nani at this juncture, UDP, if they really mean well and business when it comes to coalition 2026, then what a job Halifa Sallah will lead the 2026 coalition, would you for 3 years, been there for the initial 3 years of 2026, 2016, Momu lead ko, then Mom Sudemeye, then UDP, I'm getting a fair slate, clean slate, Purmuna run for 2029, because then Sen Party be reina, and people would accept, you know what, at least you guys have been flexible a little bit when it comes to country, then decide, you know what, Buguma sacrifice. My sister, how do you expect UDP to put Usainu Dabo aside? Well, because of the fact that UDP has failed Gambia when it comes to the 2016 coalition with Barrow. UDP put us here. To be honest, if we have to come out and say, Mail and Marcus, I'm doing something. Hold on a minute. Ma tangal malo. Benachin. No, because UDP, manama gomne UDP, I really want to believe ne, UDP has make a mess. They make a mess when it comes to the 2016 election. And they make a mess when it comes to, even now with your party. There's so many things that are happening within the party, and you can see how the reaction from people, the reaction from your own people. You engage between the UMC and UDP now. It's a battlefield. You know, and the words, I'm really scared. The words are coming from certain people's UDPNs. And these are prominent or people that you really recognize as UDP and saying certain things that are really like, you know what, whoa. You know, how can someone who's been in your party for years and years and years be called a betrayer? How can someone been in your party since day zero and you calling that person a betrayer simply because only they want something, then feel that, you know what, this has been going on far too long. We've been in this party 30 years or whatever the time is. And Mr. Dabo, Digga, he's done his absolute best. One day, at the same time, the country is bigger than him. Lalo, the country is bigger than Mr. Usainu Dabo, with all due respect. The fan need to understand that, and more man, believe even him as a leader. If mom gives now all these things that are happening within the country and the people and how much we are so desperate for change, mom as a leader should have said, you know what, at this point, small party B is starting to start the collapse. People are leaving, and the country certain people are happening to point at me. Mandinajil a backseat. Because no one is going to challenge Usainu Dabo. Only Usainu Dabo can set ne mandama withdraw. That is the only time UDP will look for someone else. So Usainu Dabo, if I'm gonna put it this way, in the most respectful way, mom hold a lot of things back for Gambia. And munge prolong the abuse that we're facing as a nation, because mom now to make the change for Gambia to invite for your party to be able to attract other people from the outside. So you say, yeah, man, I'm speaking from my little experience that I have. There is so many people I spoke to, Sigenau, Siron, being so vocal with politics, which I'm not really good at, but my little pennies that I have. But the people, every single one that I spoke with, and this is not because of tribalism or they don't like UDP or whatever, but most people, then you know what? Usainu Dabo doina. Te lolo no kam linyo wa Adama Barrow doina. Linyo wa Halifa Sallah doina. But it am time that they were a doi. It's not about the individual, it's about the country. Usainu Dabo now being the age that he is, not that he doesn't have he's incompetent muntadef ligaybi or amud the ideas or the know-how. Of course he's got all that. I won't be fair if I said that he doesn't. But at the same time, his time is past. Life is about time, and the generation is calling for change. The generation is wanting something different. That difference, the driving wheel behind the people. Indie people like Youngs Dabo, Talib Bensouda, Mr. Sani. There's so many people in the party. Momuneka si genau. Muwahlene, lunewa, definitely. Why mom subuge neka si party be momu lead the party? Come on, that is too much. And now, because Gambia munge start the reject and the ban, yen still pressure Usainu Dabo or nothing, that means that your love for country is more to do with Usainu Dabo. If he doesn't lead, then Gambia doesn't exist. Sango Abs, I'm not blaming UDP. I'm just being real about the situation. And this is something that we all have to accept in the situation when it calls. We should not sugarcoat it or avoid talking about it simply because of it doesn't feel good or if it tastes bitter to you. I am just saying that if UDP, the ma point UDP because they have a lot to do with the reasons why we're here. Your apps, if you don't acknowledge that or accept it, then that means the Gambia will forever be afraid to join a party that doesn't want to acknowledge or accept where they go wrong. Then I need to accept. If something is not right, it's not right. And I know that some people are not going to be happy with this, but these are the facts. And if you still insist na yending and add them at Usainu Dabo or nothing, I'm urging other parties to do their coalition. And trust me, Gambia Ousainou Darboe dina face a defeat. I promise you. Dina face a defeat because Gambians didn't book a change. And it's nothing personal to do with Ousainou Darboe, but it's something long and then feel ne yen dingen bang ne sunekut Ousainou Darboe, no one else can lead that party. And I find that really difficult to accept because I'm a folk ne then yen sen party be dafa revolve around one person. It's not about the Gambia. The Gambia is bigger than all of us. Ousainou Darboe def na lu bare ken mënut a fay Ousainou Darboe wante tamit fay what cost people's lives and people are dying demba we are watching and again Satan. I don't know if you are reading this post. I saw Mbaling Cham. I'm gonna bring her name again. People, victims, Gambians are dying. Women are dying in the hospitals because of this corrupt and bad government that we have. Then you want to salvage Gambia, and we all have to meet somewhere in the middle. It cannot be your way or nothing. Do muna neka UDP's way or dara. Pati then Gambia dafa need pour gena fofu. Then you wanna dekabo hamene Gambia dafa wara gis bopam, whether it is Ousainou Darboe, whether it is Mama Kande, whether it is Essa Fall, whether it is Talib Bensouda, whether it's whoever, but munin ko built on under one person. Lulu, dafa garaw. Lulu is not normal. Lulu is not normal. Party nga buga neka sa party yeb mu neka mu revolve around Benanit. Naka Lulu muna normal Gambia. And then be fair to ourselves. Hanga fi neka to the point where we are just using our lives and wasting it away just because we want to satisfy one person simply because they ko wara delon jukal or they ko wara they deserve. No. It's about what the people want. And the people, the one that are voting. And if the people are Gambians, just what we say to Adama Barrow. If Adama Barrow people don't like him anymore, or the things that he does is not fair to the Gambian people, it's not about mom look on there. Then feeling so Ousainou Darboe tamit is the same thing. He's been there 30 years. Doina mu abal kenen ko kunyongen attract new people to the party. Then Gambians gis sen bopa. If you stuck with Ousainou Darboe, then Gambians am nañ right to move to another to deaf coalition, and then you put them in the same place like we did with Adama Barrow. Yen become opposition to the coalition, and then you them election. And sing them in election, you will lose. Digen, I promise you, Digen lose. Because Gambia dafa sona. Te Gambia do take bopam between Ousainou Darboe and NPP or legacy for the rest of the next, who knows. Life is too short to be playing games about who is going to lead us, killer or nothing. You never deserve a life. So if none of these two, which is NPP and UDP, you hold back for the past 10 years. You hold back. You need to Gambia munta dem. Te wabi mandina ko wa. I know I'm gonna get black. And whatever it is, but that's the truth. Gambia munta desi NPP UDP la NPP la UDP la. The fata benga hamen in this the politics the first soft bir Gambia because of UDP la NPP la. It's unfair that the debate is one-sided. I want to be part of the debate. How can I join? You can join me if you want, Mr. Lalo. I will invite you. I don't know how they do it. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to get my. I think I've invited you. I'm in my 90.
Weil es muss unten. Es muss einfach, ich bin auf dem Telefon, ich muss reden. Hallo.
I can't hear you properly, but yeah, go on.
Yes. My sister.
Yes.
Nakam.
Man, fine, alhamdulillah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining you.
Yes.
Actually, I do follow most of your videos and then debates. Today, I just happened to see myself on need, unplanned.
I'm glad you came because it's well needed. Yes.
Actually, I'm just in the office. I just wanted to write something. I told my children I'm going up to write something. So, and I just came in and saw you talking. I said, wow, okay, this is an interesting one.
Rusna.
No, Buru.
Yeah.
Burus, xam nga affaire bi to be quite candid,
Mm-hmm.
it's for all of us.
Of course.
I'm a politician who I don't believe in both extremes. I don't believe in both right. I don't believe in both left. I
Mm-hmm.
believe that politics is a matter of building bridges, not burning bridges.
Absolutely.
And then because this politics belongs to all of us, this country belongs to all of us. And then
Mm-hmm.
I believe together, if we
Mm-hmm.
are fair to each other, if
Mm-hmm.
we are fair to each other, we can have a better country. And
Mm-hmm.
I believe also our country did not evolve to a better country or a better government simply because we tried not to be fair to each other. Sometimes you may blame some people for not being fair to each other because we don't know each other and or we don't try to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't try to know you, I
Mm-hmm.
may put you in a corner when in actual fact you are not in that corner. And if
Mm-hmm.
you don't try to know me, you may
Mm-hmm.
put me also in a corner which actually
Mm-hmm.
I may not be in that corner. Because
Absolutely.
to be frank to you,
Mm-hmm.
maybe this debate we may not even finish it today.
Mm-hmm.
We will do it an ongoing thing. But
Yes.
that's why I wrote. I said, "Oh, my sister." I was sitting here. I said, "Oh, my sister doesn't know Usainu Dabo in person," and I really, I mean,
Yes.
he is in Birmingham today.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
if I, for instance, I'm in Birmingham, I would try to for you to just have some a little bit of personal touch. So just to know, just to meet the person, you will know
Mm-hmm.
that all these lot of things is being said about Usaino.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, we did not. I will confess, we did not do a good of a marketing for the
Mm-hmm.
gentleman. But this gentleman is such a humble person. He's a gentleman. He's a person who loves this country, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean to an extent that so many people accuse it from things that really. I mean, I was with him for the last 3 weeks.
Okay.
Can you imagine some of these things being said in online about political castigation and all those things?
Mm-hmm.
How this man is feeling about such a thing. Even his opponents, some of the things
Mm-hmm.
that he hears, he said, no, the
Mm-hmm.
country belongs to us. The country, we cannot go with this politics with emotion. We cannot go and start castigating people that we don't have the same political orientation. He always say it. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm always surprised to see that people go, even in France, he was saying it. Stop
Mm-hmm.
castigating people. Try to bring
Mm-hmm.
people to the party.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But also, as I said, you try to generalize a lot of things because I believe all political parties have this problem. But
Mm-hmm.
UDP's case is the one that is being politicized. Like I give
Mm-hmm.
an example.
Mm-hmm.
Today I was writing to an NPP member who put a video about the gas chapter, a chapter where I am the chairman of that chapter.
Mm-hmm.
6 countries all under this chapter. I am the chairman. The
Okay.
video of this person, I have never heard of this woman. I've never seen her before. I need
Mm-hmm.
consultation. Hey, Holland, who is this
Mm-hmm.
woman who is saying that gas chapter we are insulting him? Her.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
nobody could tell me who, and I've never seen her in any of our activities. I was in Holland
Mm-hmm.
for a fundraising
Mm-hmm.
in Holland. That's just few
Mm-hmm.
months ago, and I've never seen
Mm-hmm.
this woman participating. But
Mm-hmm.
okay, that is enough. Maybe I am here, and
Mm-hmm.
I just want us to talk about UDP.
Yes.
I am prepared that we talk about United Democratic Party.
Okay.
And I will answer any question as a party member. I'm not an
Yes,
executive
please.
member.
Yes, please. I
I'm
would
not an
really love
exec.
that.
Yes, I'm not an executive member. And
Mm-hmm.
then the things that I will say,
Mm-hmm.
don't. I hope people don't categorize that as the standpoint of United Democratic Party, because
Okay.
the institution is there,
Mm-hmm.
the supporters are there.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the supporters, if Usain Dabo speaks, of course, people
Mm-hmm.
cannot take his words unless and until he says, no, this is not the position of the United Democratic Party. But most of the
Mm-hmm.
time, if he speaks,
Mm-hmm.
we will take that to UDP. But take me to be an ordinary supporter of UDP.
Okay.
And
All
let's
right.
begin. Yes.
Okay. My thing is, when it
Mhm,
comes to UDP, I've
mhm,
really supported, well, initially after 2018, I think that's when I started backing off from legacies. I can never call him President Barrow or Barrow. I just go legacy. That's when I started switching myself away from him, because I recognized that this man was starting to be really, really for himself and not Gambia. And that sort of put me off completely. And I started talking about him since 2018, why Gambians should start really looking away and realize that this person wasn't serious or genuine for what he was put in place for. But I started to get, people coming after me and being called all sorts of names and blah, blah, blah. And this went on for quite some time till UDP started having problems with legacy, and everything started changing from that point on. They started, some people or some UDPN started to see that, you know what, maybe she spoke too soon, but then everything that she always said is completely right, because now we're seeing it ourselves. That is number one. And when that happens, and when Mr. Usain Dabo came out of prison, and this 3 years, 5 years thing, there is another one that I felt was absolutely not the right thing to do when it comes to politics, because we are coming from dictatorship, and it needed that 3 years that we decided that we wanted with Adama Barrow. That's where it should have stopped, because we all knew as citizens. He told us himself that he was incapable. He doesn't know anything about governance. He wasn't experienced enough. And the man is not educated. We all see the blunders he's doing every time. And for Mr. Dabo to come out of prison and completely switched that from 3 years to 5 years and prolong this situation where we are today. Reasons why I believe Gambia is where it is today, because we've given him the wings that he never deserved. And when that happened, I believe as a politician, it's important for people to recognize one's mistake when it happens, because it was necessary for him to come out as a leader and accept what was being said about the fact that he really miscalculated the whole situation when it comes to the 3 years, even though it was constitutional that it should have been 5 years. But as far as Gambia is concerned, we wasn't going about 5 years, 3 years. We were talking about who was going to come, do the reform, and then shift, especially when it comes to legacy. But that never happened. And Mr. Dabo never come out and put his hand up and said, you know what, I made a mistake. I accepted, because I listened to one interview, or one time he went to Kilfatu, and they were asking him about what does he feel. Does he feel that he need to apologize to Gambians? And he said he hasn't done anything. And I feel that it's unfair to us, because as far as we're concerned, that was something that he, as a politician, a veteran politician, because as we all lived in the West, if you happen to do something that is not right in politics, or something that you feel has changed the dynamics of what we initially agreed upon, it's your place to come out and put your hand up and say, you know what, I miscalculated this. It wasn't done the right way, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. And we can sort of move on. But he actually insisted that he doesn't see himself. He did not do anything wrong. To me, that was unfair to Gambia. And my other problem is when it comes to this flag bearership, I'm going to move on because I don't want it to be too long. This flag bearership that came about, and it became a problem because everyone started going on about it has to be Usainu Dabo or nothing, because they believe that he deserved to be at least a president for one term for Gambia. And I don't think that is fair to us, because if a nation is crying out for change, and we believe that the situation was, even though I understand that UDP is a massive party, because I supported UDP in 2021, I sort of campaigned for UDP. My Facebook was UDP. But I believe now, after 2026, I did not expect Mr. Usainu Dabo to become a flag bearer, because I believe it is important that UDP, in as much as He is respected, he is recognized, but I believe that it is important for someone else to take the baton from him. It doesn't have to be Talib Bensouda, but it could have been Mr. Sane, because I heard Mr. Sane and many other people within the party that are very, very capable of doing what he is doing. Maybe it would be different, but something that is different for Gambians to believe that, you know what, UDP is flexible. UDP is a democratic party. And lately, what is happening within your party has made me sort of question a lot of things, because now you're seeing some members of your party, the way they say things and the way they go after people, it is scary to me as a citizen. It is really scary. And if you are sort of trying to invite people within your party and you're telling them you either like Usainu Dabo or you go, or you either do this or you don't, we are going to stick with a man, or we are going to stick with Mr. Dabo, our Baba. Yes, he deserves every single respect and he deserves the recognition. And if people were able to make him a president tomorrow, I believe we would, because he deserves it. But at this juncture, we are talking about 2025. And there's so many things that our younger generation,
Go ahead, go ahead. I'm listening. No problem.
yeah, there's so many things that our younger generation need and want. They are desperate for this change, because our country is at a juncture where if we do not do the rightful thing, Mr. Jente, Gambia is going to sink or collapse completely. It's going to go to the point where we will never be able to get our country back to where we want it. And that is a sacrifice that Mr. Dabo himself should do, simply because people like yourself are on social media, even though if he's not there 24 hours, but you hear people, you see comments, you are on maybe platforms where you can see people talking about UDP or the flag bearer, the leader of UDP, not because of hate, but because every party needs it, every generation, there should be a change. It cannot be stuck with an individual. That doesn't mean to say Mr. Dabo doesn't have the capabilities to run the nation. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have what it takes to do his job and all that stuff. But what it means is generation shift is important in every developing country. It cannot be stuck in one place, one person or nothing. And that one person, one place or nothing attitude is what is really putting people like myself off, because I believe that a party cannot be wrapped around one person for the longest of time without giving any person a chance. And if you are telling me that the primaries that you guys went to, you respect, for me personally, I don't think any one of UDP would have voted anyone else different from Usainu Dabo, as long as he is in that bracket of people that wanting this flag bearership. And that's the reason why I believe some people, including myself, I did not buy into him winning the flag bearership, because it's just something that was, how do you call it? There's a word for it that I'm just, it's a process. It was just a process that you guys have to do just to make it look like, it happened. But in reality, I believe that there is no way Usain Dabo would have lost that primaries. And this is the reason why I believe today I came out, because I noticed that Abdul Wahab Fai has posted something regarding coalition talks. And today I read something on Watson Gambia about coalition talks again, where UDP came out saying that they would want to form coalition. And I believe, even just like I said before, even if Usainu Dabo happened to lead a coalition, because of the rejection, again, it's not about personal things, the fact that he's been there for that many years, they will not want the same person, they want someone different. And UDP have to acknowledge this. I believe that you have to acknowledge this, and you have to sort of like look into it a little bit more and not take it on a personal level that it is hate or people don't want him. Why do we not want Usainu Dabo? It's not because we don't want him. We just believe that change is necessary in any progressive nation. This is my thought.
Okay. Thank you very much, my dear sister.
Mhm.
You put your things really, sorry, you put things really, really very, very good. I hope I would be able to convince you. And
Okay.
I can tell you, uh, you put it very perfectly.
Okay.
But I will also try, give my best. I will try. And I will
Okay.
start with the 2016 coalition.
Mhm.
Mr. Dabo saying the constitution says 5 years.
Mhm.
And then to you, that is a problem, which I would respect.
Mhm.
Definitely speaking, I just disagree at some
Mhm.
point with
Okay.
your opinion. This
Mhm.
is how I disagree. You
Mhm.
see, the fact that you said he was very fair to you people, to the Gambian people,
Mhm.
that has just created the feeling that whatever we are doing as human beings, because
Mhm.
I was in the military, I did my military officer training in Ghana, and one of my instructor always says, never
Mhm.
trust yourself.
Mhm.
Never trust yourself because you are a human being.
Mhm.
Because sometimes you may be doing something that you think is good for you, but it's going to destroy you, or it's not good for you, or it's not good for your family, or it's not good for whatever you're doing.
Mhm.
I said this thing for a particular reason.
Mhm.
That means I disagree with your connotation for the simple fact that I give the problem to the coalition building process.
Mhm.
This is where my problem lies. You
Mhm.
see, we were at a time when we are building this coalition, we were at a time you can say, okay, there was not enough time. We have to do this thing once and for all.
Mhm.
Then we have to do things in a hasty way, maybe. But this
Mhm.
is where the problem lies. We
Mhm.
should have, the coalition building, we should have understood that all the members involved in this coalition building,
Mhm.
be it UDP members, be it
Mhm.
Halifa Saleh, be it NRP, everybody, we are all human beings. We should
Mhm.
trust each other, yes, but the
Mhm.
trust has to be based on facts. It
Mhm.
has to be based on something that when there is this mistrust, when this mistrust happen to come
Mhm.
as human beings, we will have
Mhm.
somewhere to go. So
Mhm.
therefore, my problem is when I am going to be part of the coalition building process, I will
Mhm.
not just rely on the trustworthiness of you as a sister.
Mhm.
You as a human being, I know
Mhm.
you are a human being. I could trust you, but I should also know that you are a human being. You can run back on your promises.
Absolutely.
So the fundamental thing that can set us all free at the coalition building process was the fundamental law that we have. That is the
Mhm.
constitution.
Mhm.
We should have put the constitution front and center of all the process that we were doing when we are building that coalition, so that
Mhm.
if anything should happen, if Adam Barrow should negate on his promises, we can come back
Mhm.
to the Constitution.
Mhm.
So, in that sense, I am saying that to
Mhm.
tell the Gambian people that we are going for a process of 3 years because of the promise of one individual, that was wrong.
Mhm.
That was a fundamental mistake that the coalition building process happened. Many people may not like it, but this is a
Mhm.
fact. I am Lalojated.
Mhm.
I could make blunders, I could make mistakes.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that the coalition building process, the people who were there, they did it deliberately. No.
Mhm.
I know
Mhm.
that Halifa Saleh is an elderly person. He loved that
Mhm.
country. I
Mhm.
believe that he loved the country, and I believe
Mhm.
that he will wish something good, the better thing for that country. And even
Mhm.
Mr. Davo, who said 5 years, I know he loved that country because
Of course, you can't
I,
question that.
I know Mr. Davo
Mhm.
in person. I know he loved
Mhm.
that country, and I know
Mhm.
he did not say it because he wanted to put a stick in the Gambian people's head. But the
Mhm.
problem, in my opinion, is that
Mhm. Mhm.
we made a wrong judgment when we
Mhm.
put aside the fundamental law of the nation and built our coalition around a promise of a human being. Some may
Mhm.
say this agreement is not signed. That is not important to me because
Mhm.
as a human being, if you promise
Mhm.
something and because you have to follow through your promise, that is what Adam
Mhm.
Barrow was supposed to do. But if
Mhm.
we base on the constitution and say, okay, let us not believe in Fatima
Mhm.
because of her words. Let us
Mhm.
believe in what the Constitution says.
Mhm.
Then these problems would not happen. When
Mhm.
we put the Constitution as the number one principle, then
Mhm.
we can go to the agreement, and we have to make sure the
Mhm.
agreement should be in such a way that even in the court of law, it is going to be admissible.
Mhm.
Like the constitution says this, okay, Adam Barrow promised something. Did he promise 5 years? Let us put it in writing. So that if you negate that, we have the opportunity to take this matter to the Supreme Court and to make him accountable. This is what it should have been done at the beginning. This is where the fundamental problem is, that in my opinion. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
people may disagree with me, but this is my opinion, and I strongly believe in it. If we had followed the Constitution, we would not have this problem. We would not have accused a UDP or DOI, or I will not sit here and say the process it was flawed. I will not sit and say that. That is the number one part of it. The second aspect of it is the flag bearer issue. And then before we go to the flag bearer issue, when we come to the coalition, you think of UDP, everybody thought that this is a UDP government.
Yeah.
Which is very funny when we look at it on our side. And it is unfortunate that we, just as I said, we did not do a good of a marketing for Mr. Dabo or the UDP, for the simple fact that you look at the whole coalition. United Democratic Party, at all counts, you know that at least we have something like 20 to 30% of what the results that is being said. If we have 3 ministers and you have PPP as a party with 2 ministers, how can we call that government a UDP government? When we have the UDP, because if it is a UDP government, we are supposed to have more ministers than any other party.
Can I just interject? Can I just interject for a minute?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm just thinking the reason why people call it a UDP government is because of Miss Honorable Dabo was so influential when it comes to legacy. Legacy was listening to him in all in everything, decision making and all that stuff. So therefore, in as much as the ministerial positions and all that stuff wasn't given to a lot of UDPs, it was maybe 2 here and there, but at the same time, you have the most important person sitting right next to legacy.
Okay. You could have, I will give you a benefit of the doubt on that and say you could have a point there, so that we can discuss properly. You see, Honorable Dabo knows how governance works. When matters go to the cabinet, it's not about the influential person. We have an executive form of governance where the president is elected and is the executive head, and he can take decisions. He can fire the most influential person and nobody can do a damn about it. So when the matter of our governance systems come to decision making, the influence of an individual plays no role. The influence of the president is what plays the vital role. He can, and then unfortunately, that's why I said we should try, some of the people who are talking about Mr. Dabo should really have a little bit of a human touch, a connection with Mr. Dabo. Some of these things that were happening in cabinet, it is not a matter of even Mr. Dabo as an influencer. It has to be a majority decision. This is how our government works. When there is a majority decision, including the executive power of the president. So most of these things are happening. Mr. Dabo could not do nothing about it. Some of these things were even happening behind Mr. Dabo. Because you can imagine, as a foreign minister, Mr. Dabo himself was not doing the appointments of, or was not even aware about some of the ambassadors that were appointed under him. And the ambassadors are all under the foreign minister. This is simply because the president, as an executive president, can decide however he wants. So the people who knows Mr. Dabo, who happen to listen to Mr. Dabo, some of his deliberations, were even flabbergasted that people are trying to blame him because he is supposed to be influential. But the president, Adam Barrow, decided all these things by himself at a very early stage, through the influence of the outside influences.
Yeah, I heard some things about that.
The outside influences. And Mr. Dabo knows about it. So this is the thing about the coalition building. Because if, for instance, like the ambassadors, even the UDP members, they said 25 people were appointed as ambassadors who were not even part of United Democratic Party.
Mhm.
You know what Mr. Dabo was saying?
Mhm.
We need competent, and he did not appoint those people. Some of them he did not even recommend them.
Mhm.
But he could not do anything, or he will say, okay, some of these people are competent. Like you look at Mr. Blair, who was in UK, who was a
Mhm.
very competent ambassador. We
Mhm.
could all agree on that. So Mr.
Mhm.
Dabo will not have any problem that Mr. Blair was appointed as the ambassador. And you can name them many, many people who were
Mhm.
appointed as ambassador that Mr. Dabo was not even aware. Because
Mhm.
if
Mhm.
Mr. Davo was influential about some of these things, a lot of things happen would not happen. But our governance system doesn't work like that. It's an
Mhm.
executive presidency. And the
Mhm.
matters come to the cabinet and cabinet discuss, and one person cannot decide, or two people or three people. It
So
has
when
to be.
you So sorry. So wouldn't you agree that during the time that Legacy was saying that he's really relying on people like the heads, meaning Halifa Saleh, Usainu Dabo, OJ Jal, and them CLC and all them stuff, because these are the people that were the key people that were able to guide him through his reforms. During that time, I believe, I'm not really sure, because you're saying, making some sense here, but I'm just saying that during that time, don't you think, if things were done the right way, because he was clueless about governance, he doesn't have any idea on what to do, and he was relying on people like Hussein Udabo and etc. people to help him to do the right thing at that time, because yes, maybe couple of years into his presidency, he's starting to get people like what's the guy's name? The one, the at the
Just
parliament guy, the head of parliament,
um,
Tamba,
um,
Tamba something. The sitting guys and people, APRC, the guy, Fabakari
Fabaka
Tombong.
Tombo Jata.
Yes, yes. During that time, Fabakary Tombong Jatta did not came along till maybe 2018 or something like that. So I'm thinking the first initial 2 years of Legacy's presidency, we could have really got the right things done if we had the opportunity to do what we're supposed to do, including what I believe Honorable Dabo said about the 3 years. I think that's when we lost it.
Okay, there's a point there. You
Hmm.
see, it is very unfortunate. Adam Barrow, he
Hmm.
himself said it during the last 2021 rally in Sukuta.
I watched that.
He said
Hmm.
Fabakari Tombonjata and Sidinjai came to him earlier,
Yes. Okay.
and what they told him was, "We
Hmm.
will join you and support you only if you kick out Adam Barrow, UDP."
UDP. Yes. Hmm.
And before Adam Barrow was doing that, you know that the government was really, I cannot say they are perfect before
Hmm.
UDP left, but a
Hmm.
lot of things are being done with the sense of responsibility. When you talk of
Hmm.
the example, the NDP, even in the international community,
I agree.
had trusted Adam Barrow's government at that time
Hmm.
to the
Hmm.
extent of preparing to sponsor that government with a lot of money.
Hmm.
But that time, UDP at least was part of the government.
Hmm.
Like Amadou Sane was the finance minister, Mr. Dabo
Yes.
was the foreign minister. You have
Hmm.
people like Lamin Sane at the OIC,
Hmm. Hmm.
But even at that time, Adama and the APRC, Fabaka Tomonjata and others were trying to destabilize,
They've already yes,
agreed on
yeah.
something. So
Hmm.
this was the problem. Even in our party, Adam Barrow and his people were paying our regional people, paying them money to say
Hmm.
that, to tell them, I wanted to give you a job, but Mr.
Hmm.
Dabo doesn't want me to give you a job.
No, I agree
So
with you, because I
it's
got some of his supporters came to me telling me that Mr. Dabo was the wrong person, and Barrow did not do anything. It was all down to Dabo. So I can actually agree with you on that.
yeah. I will give you an example. Some people witnessed it in New York when Adama went there. There was
Hmm.
this issue of somebody who wanted to sponsor UDP.
Hmm.
All our offices with computer, I think up to how many million dollars is.
Hmm.
For Mr. Adama Barrow,
Hmm.
that was not a problem because he knows this person. But Mr.
Hmm.
Dabo told him, who is this person? And where is the money coming from? And what is the intent of helping United Democratic Party? And the fourth thing is letting go through the right process in the United Democratic Party. Because we have our treasury, everything that goes to our party, at our congresses, it is all put on paper. But Mr. Dabo, I mean, if he is a normal politician, somebody wants to bring about $5 million
You
and then
take it.
want you take it. But Mr. Dabo is such a person that sometimes we ourselves sometimes we say he's not a, he may not be a natural politician because he doesn't take decisions based on politics, the political expediency. He doesn't do that. He has that problem with even some of the supporters because he will look into your eye and tell you, "Hey, I don't believe in what you're talking about. I don't believe in that, Lalo. You should go to social media and start insulting
Fatima.
Fatima in UK because if
Yes.
you insult Fatima in UK, one thing is certain: you lost Fatima's vote for UDP, and one thing is certain: there are people who like Fatima, whether you like it or not. But there are people who like Fatima, and you lost their vote. And another thing is certain: Fatima has a family. Maybe her mother, maybe her father, maybe her husband, maybe her children. You lost all those votes. Mr. Dabo will tell you, even in Vienna, he was saying that he listened to people, some of the audios, he feel them not to be done. Talk to the people, talk to our people to bring people in instead of bringing them out. But some of these people, even in 2016, we warn our people is about counter intelligence. There were people who will just go to Facebook and open Facebook and call themselves Ibrahim Adabo, call themselves Sambujan Jaite. And when they speak in Mandinka,
For you to
you
believe
know,
that they're
and
UDP.
when they insult in Mandinka, and in their Facebook profile, you have UDP and Mr. Dabo as a picture. And if
Yeah.
I will not blame you if that such a person insult and you give that to UDP. I will not blame you because anything that you know about him is that you saw UDP. I'm not saying that some of our people don't do things with those, they don't toe the line of the party. I'm not saying that, and I'm not trying to clean, but I could see that example. I will give you a practical example in this our sister Fatou Toure's case. Fatou Toure herself says the people who accused her of trying to burn this country because he has no child, she cannot have a child. They are from NPP. This is very painful for a woman. For you to attack a woman because of fertility reasons
Of
is
course,
very
yeah.
painful.
Of course.
Do you understand? Some of us have family members who cannot have children, and we know everything that is. But she said they are from NPP. But unfortunately, all that blame is just taken around and they put everything on UDP, which is also unfortunate. Sometimes it frustrates us. I mean, some of those things, that's why I'm saying I'm not trying to absolve the UDP members of not doing things that the party want. But there is this supporter, there is this institution. And that the people should not be generalizing things for UDP, even without confirming what they say. My brother Talib Ahmed Bensouda, I respect him and I will continue respecting him. He's a brother, honestly, because I cannot work with him for 10, 15 years and I call him a genius, and today I call him a witch.
That is
But
true.
it is
Yes.
also not
Yes.
fair that he works with us for 10, 15 years and you have the supporters calling us tribalists. When we
That
are
is
picking
wrong.
when we are picking Talib in 2018, my brother, he was still the Talib Bensouda. I mean, he was contesting with Musa Jame of Bakau and this
I know
and Mr.
Musa. I
Yeah,
know
and this
Musa.
Mr. Ture who happened to be now in NPP. I mean, it is still the same Talib Ahmed Bensouda. And to be quite candid, most of the people don't know him in 2018.
No,
So
I didn't know him then.
yeah, for me, he, I don't want to be, as I said, I'm a politician who believes in being in the middle. so that you try to bring people, you try to talk to people. Even today, somebody just Facebook, somebody
That's
just I,
wise.
I just put a post and somebody came in with a post. Mr. Davo has to hang his boots and la la la. And I tell him, look, how can you tell a human being to hang his boots because he is old, or because he's a
Mm,
Mandinka, or he's a Wolof,
mm,
or he's a Manjago, or
mm,
he is short, or he is tall? When we
mm.
want to build a democracy, it has to be built on truth. And that
Of
will bring
course.
me to the flag bearer issue, my dear
Yes.
sister. The flag
Mm-hmm.
bearer issue,
Mm-hmm.
I will give you a point if you say, okay, you just want us to feel that you have done a process. But believe me, as an
Yes.
as an institution,
Mm-hmm.
we try to put all these processes, all these rules on paper. And anybody who is a member, they all believe in this process.
Mm-hmm.
We have
Mm-hmm.
never gotten, even my dear brother Lamin J. Dabo, who was complaining about the process, he has never
Mm-hmm.
complained about this process before.
Mm-hmm.
And he did not complain about it until when he was not considered to be part of the three top people.
Mm-hmm.
And he cannot tell me he is going to apply for a process and he doesn't understand the rules.
Mm-hmm.
The transparency thing that he's talking about, those are cheap things. Lolo, that's a living, that's a cheap.
The fun of it.
You know what I mean? You as a
Yeah.
qualified lawyer, he is such an intelligent lawyer representing
Mm-hmm.
all these lot of people in the Supreme Court, before the Supreme Court judges. And
Mm-hmm.
you apply for a process for the party, and you did not
Mm-hmm.
go through the rules and the regulations and the processes
Mm-hmm.
until at the time when they say, we are not accepting you, and then you start going against the same rules and regulations. That tells a lot of things about your judgment, not your
Mm-hmm.
intelligence, but your
Mm-hmm.
judgment. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So we have a process, and the process of the flag bearer, Mr. Dabo, I can tell you this for a certainty, has
Mm-hmm.
never imposed himself on us.
Mm-hmm.
And he will never do that. And
Mm-hmm.
he will never impose anybody on us.
Mm-hmm.
Because I, for one, will not go in for that. If he imposes
Mm-hmm.
himself on us, I will say, no,
Mm-hmm.
then what about the rules?
Mm-hmm.
What about the processes?
Mm-hmm.
So these processes and the rules is what we heard.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody agreed on it. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
applied. When
Mm-hmm.
he said it's just a matter of process, 10 people voted against it.
Mm-hmm.
The three people, Mr. Davo, Amadou Sane, and Bori Ture, I
Mm-hmm.
can tell you for certain, Mr. Davo and Amadou Sane, they are all from Banza.
Mm-hmm.
They are related. They
Mm-hmm.
respected each other. They respect each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then in our process, there is a point when all these processes are finished, we go to the second to last process. That is, all the candidates sit, and for the final time, we ask them, are you prepared? Are you any of you prepared to leave the whole thing for this man, or for this man, or for this man?
Mm-hmm.
If all of them say no, I'm not going to leave it.
Mm-hmm.
We do that even in our chapter elections, because I could witness
Mm-hmm.
that in Spain when the two
Mm-hmm.
chairmen want to go for an election. We call them.
Mm-hmm.
You really want to go for election, or at this point
Mm-hmm.
do you feel that let's leave it for GT or the Wali? You know,
Mm-hmm.
If-
Mm-hmm.
and that this process also have that. And can you
Mm-hmm.
imagine Amadou Sane and then Mr. Dabo?
No.
Nobody could leave it for the other person, and they went for the
Mm-hmm.
election.
Yeah.
But that brings
Mm-hmm.
me to something.
Mm-hmm.
Democracy, my sister, is about challenge and choice.
Mm-hmm.
Democracy, I don't believe the democracy where we said you should hang your boots because you are old. You should
Mm-mm.
sacrifice because you are short.
Mm-hmm.
We should put you aside because we need a young person. I don't
Mm-hmm.
believe in that type of process.
Mm-hmm.
If I
Mm-hmm.
feel that Mr. Dabo should not
Mm-hmm.
be our leader, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I am quite
Mm-hmm.
so. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
apply because I'm a bona fide qualified citizen who can also apply for this flag bearership. I'm going to apply just like Amadou Sane, just like Boriture, like any other person, all these 11 people who applied. So
Mm-hmm.
if we say you hang your boots or you stop, you stay aside, we are discriminating this individual, and democracy is not about that. Democracy is about challenge and people make choice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? On the
Mm-hmm.
side of the coalition,
Mm-hmm.
this will bring me to the coalition. That is the next coalition that we all are thinking
Hoping.
about.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I am flabbergasted. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think we need, as a country, Gambia
Mm-hmm.
needs a process that is fair to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get that? We get it
Mm-hmm.
in a way that we have to understand that this election is not about me, Lalo.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Mm-hmm.
about you. It
Mm-hmm.
is about the country.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the responsibility of the Gambian people to
Mm-hmm.
select who should
Mm-hmm.
lead them.
Mm-hmm.
We in the UDP, we come to you
Mm-hmm.
and says, it is your responsibility to change the government. We want you
Mm-hmm.
to change it through us.
Mm-hmm.
If you decide to give it to us,
Mm-hmm.
well and good. If you decide
Mm-hmm.
not to give it to us, still now it is your responsibility. Because I believe the coalition of the Gambian people is more powerful than the coalition of any political party.
Absolutely.
In the sense that if the Gambian people decide to say, we are going to vote for Mr. Dabo, that is more
Mm-hmm.
powerful
Mm-hmm.
than to say a coalition against Mr. Dabo. Why did
Mm-hmm.
I say this?
Mm-hmm.
This is so, it's like this.
Mm-hmm.
The UDP,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes we try to ask ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
this Mr. Dabo is
Mm-hmm.
not that I'm in UDP, but people select leaders based on few things.
Mm-hmm.
First, we have to look at the character of the person.
Absolutely.
What type of person is this man?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know the type of person is this man? You do
Mm-hmm.
something like background check.
Mm-hmm.
And we in the party, when we do the background check of Mr. Dabo, we go back to how Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Dabo was
Mm-hmm.
brought up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A man brought up by Perinjai, who sent Perinjai sent him to school. He was staying with Perinjai. And
Mm-hmm.
we all know how Perinjai is important in our political landscape in the Gambia.
Mm-hmm.
We look at the family structure of Mr. Dabo. Some of them will accuse him, oh, he's a man, is Mr. Dabo, because we have records of people who are also accusing him of different things. Like one of the person will say, he's a tribalist. I said, a man who has two of his wives who are not Mandinkas.
Mm-hmm.
A
Cannot be
man
a tribe.
in a man who in his compound you speak different languages. A
Mm-hmm.
man who has nephews in the Wolof, the Jolas, and everywhere. When you look at the Dabo Kunda family,
Mm-hmm.
I am telling you, is the most diverse family. It's a typical diverse family of Gambian nature.
Mm-hmm.
You can have it in every tribe.
Mm-hmm.
So we do the background check. We go to when he was being brought up, going to school. We go to his family. We go to after university, what he has done for the country. We go to
Mm-hmm.
what has he done as a lawyer for 50 years. We look at even his private matters. Do we have
Mm-hmm.
anything, any skeleton in his cupboard that we were
Mm-hmm.
afraid for the people to know?
I'm sure
Then,
not.
then we go to his professional things like Minister of
Mm-hmm.
Foreign Affairs, the Vice
Mm-hmm.
President, the time during the time he was in the struggle, when he said,
Mm-hmm.
you all go behind me. And if they
Mm-hmm.
have to send a bullet, it has to hit me first.
Mm-hmm. I
He lost
remember
his
that.
he lost his friends, he lost his contracts, he lost his job, he lost everything. We
Mm-hmm.
look at all those things. And I am
Mm-hmm.
quite so. If Adam
Mm-hmm.
Barrow and his people
Mm-hmm.
knows any skeleton is missed in Mr. Dabo's cupboard,
It would have been
they,
out.
it would have been there, it would have been out for a very long time. So this
Absolutely.
is why we then ask the people,
Mm-hmm.
why, if the UDP knows that all these things that we look at the background checks we do about Mr. Dabo is clean,
Mm-hmm.
we have no
Mm-hmm.
skeleton. And
Mm-hmm.
then it is democracy.
Mm-hmm.
Democracy is a messy situation. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
democracy doesn't even think about morality of your action. Like
Mm-hmm.
example, they may select me as a flag bearer, but
Mm-hmm.
even like we go to America, some of the people are
Mm-hmm.
saying, how can they make Donald Trump a president? But this is what
But
they want,
yeah,
and they have
but
done it. So
yeah.
when we go there, when we go to
Mm-hmm.
the background checks, and
Mm-hmm.
then we said, okay, This is the man we have for you for 6 times. You people says we lost the election. On the other side, we don't agree because we know what we know.
I don't agree about that either. I don't think the
No,
6 times losing it was a fair win, because you're talking about dictatorship. I'm quite
thank you very
flexible
much.
and yes, I'm honest with my judgments. I don't just
Okay,
go saying things. I
thank
agree
you.
with you. It's
Thank you.
unfair.
I will finish that point. Maybe I'll give you another chance. Like people who will say, okay, 6 times he lost. We give them the benefit of the doubt, even though we don't agree, but we give them the benefit of the doubt because it's a debate. But now we in UDP, as I tell my people, hey, let's change the debate. We lost, this man lost 6 times. Okay, why did he lose 6 times? Because nothing, not about his character, not about his professional things, not about corruption, being financial corruption, sexual corruption, be it any other criminal activity, nothing. And the Gambian people, some of the Gambian people voted against it. Now we go and ask the Gambian people now. You voted against, I'm not saying the whole Gambia, the people, example, who voted against it.
Who
We
voted
will,
him? Oh, yeah.
voted against it. We will now
Yeah.
ask you, okay, we said he's a good man, but you voted against him. That's your responsibility. But can you take the responsibility of saying you voted 6 times for a bad government? Because 6 times you voted for Yahya Jammeh. What did we have? Killing people, raping people, sending people into exile, imprisoning people. That is what you have for Yahya Jammeh. Now Yahya Jammeh is gone. You still voted against him in 2021, and you have Adama Barrow, whose wife will buy a business class ticket. I didn't say it. It's the audit report says $900,000. Who will tell his auditor general, don't audit central bank and the GRA because it is going to make my politics bad. We have seen that in social
I
media.
read that. Yes, I read
So
it.
so now we call the Gambian people who voted against him. 6 times you are voting for a bad government. What about you change at least for once and look into this man and says, why, you ask yourself, why do I even voted against this man? What has he done? I'm not trying to shame the Gambian people. I just wanted to bring these people to say, hey, Mr. Dabo, yes, I voted against him for 6 times. But why? And then I voted 6 times for a bad government. Why, for the first time, for me to change and then give this man also a chance? Because this is what he's asking. He's not entitled. He's not entitled, but he's asking, look at my record. Look at me as a person. Look at what I have done for the country. I am going to give you a good government that is going to give you a progressive constitution, a government that is going to make the diaspora to be able to vote and decide for the nation. He said it in Spain. If you vote for me, there will be a constitution. If you vote for me, you, the diaspora, with all these contributions you're doing for the GDP, you are going to vote in the elections. Why can the Gambian people also who voted against him also take the responsibility for voting for a wrong government?
Okay, if I can come in there,
Come in.
I believe that just like you said, democracy is a very funny thing,
Mhm.
and it's not about the capabilities, because if that's what we're talking about, then Legacy wouldn't have been a president for the second time. He would have
Mhm.
been out because he's not capable of doing anything.
Yeah.
But I believe that UDP had a very good opportunity, because back in even 2021, the opportunity was there for Hussein Nudabo to become a president. But based on maybe unfortunate circumstances, which I still believe that it was stolen and something happened that was dodgy, and reasons why UDP failed, could not could not get to State House. Now, moving forward, I believe that all these things that you said about Hussein Dabo, there's no way I can argue those things, because
If I do, I will be very unfair or dishonest with myself, because I've heard so many things about him, and not one, two, three people, hundreds of people said so many things about him that is positive that you can't argue over. But at the same time, it's unfortunate that politics is about likability as well, if we can put that in place. Likability is important in any sort of, when it comes to winning over, whether it's politics, whether even in sports. You see a team that is losing all the time, but that doesn't mean to say that the people that are in love with that team, they will. I used to be a Tottenham Hotspur supporter, and during that time they're losing all the time, but that doesn't mean to say I stop supporting them because of their losing. It's just because of likability. It's who I like, who I feel like there's somebody in that team that I really, really like. I believe that Usainu Dabo, during Yaya Jammeh's time, it was really something unfair for people to put about 6 times he's been politicking and not winning any election, because them days it would have been really tough for any person to win election because it's dictatorship, and we all know what it was like in Gambia during that time. So it's difficult for anybody to win unless it was a miracle for someone to win an election during Jammeh's time. We came into 2016. Opportunity for UDP would have been, for me, if things happened with that 26, the 3 years, whatever that was, and 5 years. I believe if we stuck, or if the party stuck with the 3 years thing, then UDP would have been a winning candidate or winning party for the 2021. But based on the fact that many people felt like UDP went wrongly about it, or the approach that they took when the government changed, in as much as you said all you said about the influence was there, but we're talking about executive decisions and the cabinet or whatnot, and these things are bigger than what an individual can tell one to do, because when it comes to president, they are the executive power and they decide. It doesn't matter what you say, if they don't want it, it won't happen. So but at the same time, um, for me, during that time, Legacy was so inexperienced, he would have listened. Anyone, including Halifa Saleh, OJ Jallo, Usainu Dabo, all these people, because he relied on them. The first 2 years, he relied on these people. So when UDP failed to take advantage of making him sort of like step up, step down, and accept what he promised, or the promise that he said to the people, and decide to go with that. That did not happen. I think the votes for the 2021 was defiant. It was something that they were doing. Gambians were doing, like, okay, UDP put us through this. And because of what Dembo by Force had said something, Dempsey Alice had said something about, if you guys voted for United Democratic Party, all of you guys will be sent out of the country, which wasn't true, but it was politics, and it happened to sort of hit home, and so many people believed it. But I think most of the people that really voted against UDP, it was just because they were angry for the fact that the 3 years, 5 years happened to be the reason why most people believe that UDP created the mess. So therefore, they will go for Adama Barrow, because most people think that at the time, UDP was being unfair, even though I didn't see it that way, to be honest. I felt like he needed to go. Reasons why I supported UDP. But now this is 2021. Sorry, 2025. We're going to 2026. All what you said, I accept and I agree. But I believe in any situation that a country is crying tears about, or blood about a situation that is really detrimental to country, we should really look into it. In as much as I believe that the process with the primaries went right. But for me, as long as Usainu Dabo, the way that people respected the man, the way that people sort of talk about the man, even you're talking about it with passion. You know what he's capable of. You know the love he's got for country and everything. But that is you. But if you're talking about the general Gambian or the people that are against voting for him. They want someone different. That's not to say that they hate him or they don't recognize him, but it's only because they feel they want someone different from the man, and they want someone for him, for Usainu Dabo still would be in everything that is happening with the party. He would lead behind and tell, because that's what most veteran politicians, that's what they do. When they get to a certain stage in their lives with their experience, their knowledge, their know-hows, and they feel like, you know what, time has run me by. I'm now at the age, not because of I'm not capable, but it takes a lot being a president. And if we want to be honest, in as much as he is capable of doing things, but the time spent in that party for 30 years, whether they stole it from him, whether they created circumstances where he wasn't able to be a winner of that party. But it's just a matter of that everyone has a time for something. And that time is up. And that time, I believe it should be now for him to say, Gambia is at this place. I want Lalo to become the face. And I don't even think Usainu Dabo should. I read somewhere where he said, I did not. What did he say about Talib?
No,
I
he
never
said,
promised
and I did not, I never promised him to be a flag
Talib.
bearer. And then
Yeah,
we can
that
go, we
shouldn't
can,
be the case because he is not the party. He's a member. So he
exactly.
cannot give promise to anybody to be a leader. That should be done
And, and,
within.
and if Mr. Dabo promised me to be the flag bearer, I'm not going to
Mhm.
accept it.
Yeah, because he's not the
Because,
party.
because, because this party is so diverse in the diaspora. Sometimes that's why when this brouhaha started, I
Hmm.
made a Facebook Live here, and then I said, why did my brothers Talib, Yankuba,
Hmm.
and Rohi think that they are the natural heir to Usain Dabo?
Yeah, that was wrong.
Why do they think that?
Hmm.
I mean, there are thousands of UDP members who are qualified to be president.
But maybe
It's just
because of the maybe because of
we will
the.
give them the benefit of the doubt. What they did
Mhm,
more than me is that they went back home, put
mhm,
their feet in the mud, political
mhm,
mud, I mean,
mhm,
and do the politicking. But
mhm,
even that, that doesn't
mhm.
go. I am also part of it to help them to be able to walk in that mud.
But maybe because they changed the dynamics of UDP, don't you think? When I believe that when Talib and Rohi, even Young's coming off lately, I believe that they really inserted a lot of positive in UDP because they're young people and people, generational change does attract different type of breed, and the.
You see that problem? I will give it to my brothers,
Mhm,
three of them.
mhm.
They could have sit together because this party went through a lot.
Yes.
If you listen to Usain Dabo's speech when they were burying Solo Sandeng at the Act 27,
Mhm,
he cried. He said, "When you go, please tell um, Femi Peters,
mhm,
tell Lamarong that
mhm,
I will not go without giving them the government that they let me. They wanted a responsible government that they sacrificed their life for."
mhm.
That doesn't mean that he is saying, I will not go without being a president. No.
Mhm, mhm,
But I will not let your legacy to be destroyed.
mhm,
If these three people,
mhm,
my two brothers and one sister, they
mhm.
sit down together and be frank to each other
Yes,
and have a solution on the table and go to the elders and say, this is what we want to happen and we are going to sell this, at least the elders will listen. But
that should have been, yes,
if three
yeah.
of them are fighting each other,
That's where the mess started.
they
Yeah.
cannot solve the problem of a single party.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that we can think that they will solve the problem of this country which is already in a ditch?
Okay, you have a point.
So
That is a point.
I believe in that. I know they are my brothers. I
Yeah.
trust them. Do you understand? But when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to the fact, we have to say it. But
Mm-hmm.
what I wanted to say about the likability, you mentioned 3 points: the
Mm-hmm.
likability aspect of it,
Mm-hmm.
and where are we sending why are we sending, I wanted to say, why are we sending him out? And
Mm-hmm.
now we should let the anger go. I put
Mm-hmm.
in three aspects. You
Mm-hmm.
see, these things happen in Senegal.
Mm-hmm.
Macky Sall and his people wanted the Senegalese people to hate Usman Sonko.
Mm-hmm.
But it was you, the
Mm-hmm.
diaspora in particular,
Mm-hmm.
like you with this voice, at least here you have 61 people who are watching us live. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying there are people because they say there are other people at the fence at the window.
I'm
So
sure they are,
yeah,
yes.
there are other people at the window who just
Mm-hmm.
click the X. They just press the X so that nobody knows that they are watching. These 61 people, we can say, let's say 600 people,
Mm-hmm.
because as I said, each and individual, maybe at the worst, you have a father and a mother,
Of course.
and you have cousins, sisters, brothers. Some have husbands, some have children.
Mm-hmm.
It is now our responsibility to say,
Mm-hmm.
why can't we find out about this gentleman that these UDP people are so passionate about?
Mm-hmm.
Let's find out about him. Let us not just dislike him. I mean, the people you think they dislike him.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we find out about this gentleman? This is what Senegal, particularly the diaspora, started doing. They say it
Can
is
I
not that.
just say this quickly? I
Yeah,
don't mean to interrupt, but can I just say this quickly? I
mm,
think that question can be flipped back to UDP as well,
yeah. That's
meaning
mm-hmm,
UDP should stop forcing that idea, because you can engage people by making them understand, just like what you're doing now, trying to make
mm-hmm,
people understand the reasons
mm-hmm,
why you believe Usainu Dabo should sort of deserve to be the flag bearer or lead the party,
yeah.
but the fact that when I do hear certain people, because I do, like I said, I'm not too active now on my Facebook, but when I do come in and do my little prep here and there, you would hear some of the people, is Baba or nothing. Is
No.
that type of
Okay.
approach
Okay.
or
I will also
words.
interrupt you.
Some
When
you
you,
yeah.
I was in Spain for their fundraising and I gave a speech. What I
Mm-hmm.
told the people, our supporters, is that we are winning, but we could lose.
Mm-hmm.
And I give three factors.
Mm-hmm.
One, the elites of the country, the mafias who hijack the government, would not like the
Mm-hmm.
UDP government to come because there will be accountability with no
Mm-hmm.
mercy. They will
Mm-hmm.
not like UDP government. I said, two, the voter
Mm-hmm.
registration is flawed.
Mm-hmm.
Esam Baifal talked about it just last week when they had a meeting concerning with I don't know with the European Union. He said Esam Baifal himself said the voter registration list has foreigners in that list. That has to be
Mm-hmm.
clean first. That is a
Mm-hmm.
very serious concern. And I told them
Mm-hmm.
the third factor is ourselves. We don't have to fight with the people that we want to bring in the party. Instead, we should enlighten them. We should
Mm-hmm.
invite them. I said, I
Mm-hmm.
feel happy. You know, when I put a post, if you observe my post, most of the time, the
Mm-hmm.
people that I try to engage right with, back and forth, is the
Mm-hmm.
people that I feel that they are not UDP and they are coming with a point that I want to make it clear to them. Just an example
Mm-hmm.
was today when today I wrote a post, and if you look at this post, I was writing
Yes.
together with only one person, that is Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Jallo, something
Mm-hmm.
Sar Jallo,
Mm-hmm.
because he was telling me that we should form a coalition, we should tell Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Dabo to give it to the young people. I
Mm-hmm.
said, gentlemen, you see, I respect your opinion, but I disagree.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a politician who believes that you should tell somebody to go away because he's either short or tall. Number
Mm-hmm.
one, I said, I'm not going to
Mm-hmm.
do that. I'm not that person. And
Mm-hmm.
secondly, I said, democracy is about challenge and choice. The young people that you want them
Mm-hmm.
to have, to have the, how do you call it, to have the flag bearers. They should challenge Mr. Dabo.
Mm-hmm.
They should have challenged him. So he's the only person. The
But
rest,
they, but they, but they did. Talib
I
did, and you see how they went after Talib. Talib did
no, no,
challenge.
yeah, that one is a point. Talib, I mean, me and Talib, we know the people who after him. These were members with Talib with my brother for the last 15 years. He knows their character. He know them. I didn't go. I will not go after Talib. He has the democratic right to challenge Mr. Dabo. I will never say a word about it. If he wants to challenge him, it's his democratic right. But the people that we accuse of going after Talib is the same members who were with Talib in the same party for the last since 2018. So if they were not a problem before, they should not be a problem now. This is what I'm talking about. Because before they have been doing this, there are some few people in the social media, whether they are UDP members or they are pretending to be UDP members, or they are with fake names. They have been doing this for the last 20 years. And me and my brother, we are all part of the party. So the same problem they were, it's the same thing. So, but I just want to say he has this democratic right to challenge Mr. Dabo, and I think it's not correct that people have to go after him, whether they are UDP members or not. Nobody should have gone after him to insult him because he challenged Mr. Dabo.
That
No,
was
I
really
don't.
wrong.
No,
That
I
was
don't
really
believe in that. I don't believe in that.
yeah.
It is right, and that is what Mr. Dabo has. And Mr. Dabo, believe me, I can swear to the Holy Quran. He is so disgusted that people will insult Talib because he challenged him. Because he will tell us, this is the principle that I've been teaching, I've been talking to you, the young generation of leaders before. This is the principle that UDP stand for, democracy. Why should somebody insult him or insult Amadou Sane or the Lamin Dabo because he challenged me? He is very, very disgusted about that.
It
But
was really sad.
as I said, unfortunately, we have done such a bad marketing of the actions of Mr. Dabo that we have to answer these things now. But I think things will change. So, but going back to the point, the likability aspect, it is your responsibility, who is not a UDP member. Example, let me say it that way, to try and tell the people who don't like him to say, yeah, it is your right to like him. You could dislike him, no problem. But at least try to find out something about him. Not because of him, but because of the country, because the country is at a stage that we don't just have to, I don't just have to hate Fatima because he is not a UC, he is not a UDP. I need to know you. I need to know what you're talking about. I may not know you personally, like meeting you, but I need to follow your things. I do follow some of your speeches, some of your Facebook. Know the person, and because of the country, try to convince people, hey, let us not vote for Adam Barrow, because when you compare Mr. Dabo and Adam Barrow, it's just
That's
like,
wrong. That's
I mean,
sad.
it's very
What
sad.
make good sense? What make
That
good
doesn't
sense?
make sense. So
No.
the other part is, as I said it before, I don't believe in the feeling of Mr. Dabo. We should send him out because the party doesn't belong to him. He's a member like me. I mean, it is going to be against his fundamental human right to say you go away.
But why,
Be-
if I could ask this, if I could ask you this question, why
Mhm.
do you believe that Mr. Dabo, um, with everything that's happening now, why do you think he's still holding on and feel like he needs to still go ahead as a bearer or the leader of the party? Why do you believe that he still believes that he can? I know the argument that you just put across, which is the fact that those three mayors, I don't know if they're all mayors or chairman, I just say mayors just to simplify it for myself. Those three mayor Bensouda, Yang Stabo and Rohi, those three people, in as much as they're working so hard, I really, really, really admire how they were working as team, because they were starting to win over hearts and they were doing the right things for the people. I was believing that, you know what, this is a cheap slide to State House, because the way that they were impressing everyone, you would see that this is just going to be an easy march to State House. But now that these things happened, I believe all of them failed us. But the way it was handled by certain individuals, had sort of put a really bad taste in people's mouth yet again, which has now given you as UDPians a lot more work to do in order to or persuade or make people believe in the fact that Honorable Dabo is the right person. But again, I see why maybe Usainu Dabo would want to take back the mantle or lead the party simply because of all the brouhaha arguments and feeling like, okay, Komkahale, you guys don't want to discipline yourself. I'm going to continue. Maybe that might be the reason why he's doing it. But I believe that it should have been something that he himself should say, you know what, it's that time for me to just say, okay, it's time for me to go. Since that you guys wouldn't do it because you feel it's not fair. But if the country is asking for change, don't you think he himself should be the one to say, it's about time for me to just step back, even though maybe my party still wants me, but Gambia needs something different.
Yeah. Okay. There are a lot of things responsible why Mr. Dabo wants to still go because
Mm-hmm,
number one on the agenda is he's the right person. He has all the qualities and all the characters, all the education, all the experience
mm-hmm,
to lead a transparent and corrupt-free government, a
mm-hmm,
government that will rely on the rule of law as a lawyer, a trained constitutional lawyer for that matter. He
mm-hmm,
believes in that,
mm-hmm,
but also he believed also that he being a human being as a member of the party, why
mm-hmm,
should we tell him to go aside? I
mm-hmm.
mean, that is also not fair to him. And
No,
personally,
not you telling
yeah,
him, but
yeah.
him telling himself that I've given Gambia 30 years of my time, and now this is my point is just because of the generation needs something new. And that's my thinking. And I'm thinking that maybe with someone different from him, not that he cannot do it, but the generation needs something really different. Because according to some people, or sometimes even in life, even in the West here, you would see maybe a government that is old fashioned and the younger generation wanted something new. And they said, okay, you know what, we need something, a fresh face that might change the narrative for the younger generation to give them some type of insert some energy into politics. Why couldn't that be the case? Why does it have to be him, not him? Why can't he himself said, okay, maybe there's too many noise going on and it's time for me to just step back and give someone else the chance to go ahead, because since no one will vote against me or tell me to go.
No, 10 people voted against him already.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 people because 8 people voted for Body Toure and 2 people voted for Amadou Sane. And I'm quite
Mm-hmm.
sure maybe if my brother Talib was also part of it, at least maybe some people would vote for him. Maybe if
Mm-hmm.
I apply, at least maybe even if I'm gonna get one vote, maybe I'll be able to convince somebody to vote for me. You see,
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, it's like this.
Mm-hmm.
Just as I said, even notwithstanding his qualification to be able to lead us,
Mm-hmm.
looking at his background and all those things, let us put that thing aside.
Mm-hmm.
For us, and then for Mr. Dabo, I think what is very central is he believes in democracy,
Mm-hmm.
that every human being has the right to aspire for something in that country.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what he has been teaching us, and this is what he has been talking to the party about. And
Okay.
then, if he see that, okay, he said, I am going to apply. I mean, it is all about this democracy. And then we can go to other countries. It is happening. How
Mm-hmm.
in America, how old is Donald Trump? In Malawi, recently they put more than 70 years person. In
Mm-hmm.
in 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 Liberia, he's almost 80. In Cameroon right now, he's
Mm-hmm.
going to Mr. Bakary, he's going to 80.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe the notion that we, the young people, should always take over. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
we could, but it has to be based on facts, not just because we want the young people to take over. Because if we make change because of the sake of change,
Mm-hmm.
we are going to end up worse than Adam Barrow. We
Okay.
should we should make changes based on facts.
Okay,
It
so
must. It,
now based on my video, which is about the coalition thing that is happening, which is
okay.
approaching fast.
Mhm,
Now that we have all these people that are well, because I heard Esafal, this is my main reason why I came up, because Esafal, I heard him said about they going to they in talks, or they will be coming and start talking about coalition, or that it's on the table basically. And I heard UDP said the same thing.
mhm,
So now, what are your thoughts on the coalition? I know that you would say UDP, of course, would lead, but because of the situation that's happening at the moment with everything,
mhm,
and knowing that there's so many people, well, so many outsiders, because I'm talking on the outside of UDP. I'm not sticking with UDP, since you already had your people behind or backing Hussein Udabo and as
mhm,
your flag bearer. So that is
mhm.
not a question, that's not questionable. But how about now people, all the Gambian people, the ones that are saying, oh, Usainu Dabo for what I watch and what about Kenan, oh, Usainu Dabo needs to shift and at least give not about Kenan outside the party, but maybe someone within your party. Now
Mhm,
that's not happening. But you
mhm.
have Esafal, you have Khalifa Salah, you have Mama Kande, you have UMC, if I can bring them on board as well. So and these people, if they don't come on board because they feel like they don't want to partner with UDP simply because they know there will not be any negotiation if UDP doesn't lead the party, doesn't lead the coalition. How is that? What are you thinking? What are your thoughts in that? Is there
Okay.
any other way to go about it, or
Okay.
is it going to be just that?
Okay. I will start from before 2016.
Mm-hmm,
You see, just as I said, sometimes democracy is messy.
mm-hmm,
But for me, as I said, I don't even trust myself, much more any other human being, because we are all human beings.
mm-hmm,
I always start from there.
mm-hmm,
Therefore, whatever I'm doing, I try to base it on things that I can fall back.
mm-hmm,
Like I said to 2016, the Constitution.
mm-hmm,
The fact that we did not follow the Constitution, this is where we end up where we are.
mm-hmm,
A way forward to move on, if
mm-hmm,
we are, because before 2016, we always say to the people, to the politicians, let us make a party led coalition.
mm-hmm,
What is the importance of a party led coalition?
mm-hmm,
One most important thing is we can point a finger
mm-hmm,
directly
mm-hmm,
without any maneuvering that
mm-hmm,
you are responsible.
mm-hmm,
Because now people are trying to blame UDP. I said, I don't agree because I feel that UDP has only three ministers in the government, and our system of government, you cannot base decision. Only three people cannot make a decision for the whole government. It's an executive government.
of
But
course.
example, if we did not tell Adama Barrow to resign, we said,
Mm-hmm,
okay, we're going to make it a party-led coalition. Then all these problems, we will not be able to run away from it
mm-hmm,
because it's a party led. So
mm-hmm,
there must be people responsible. If we make the whole thing to be open like this, there is nobody to point a finger at. We are going
mm-hmm,
to end up in a bigger mess than we are today.
mm-hmm,
That is one point. And then
mm-hmm,
we come to the democracy. When we
mm-hmm,
this is I'm going to substantiate this point with the word of democracy.
mm-hmm,
Anywhere in the world, democracy, you like it or not,
mm-hmm,
it is based on numbers.
mm-hmm,
This feeling to say, even in
mm-hmm,
2016, there is no big party, there is no small party, it's a fallacy.
mm-hmm,
It is not factual.
mm-hmm,
You cannot tell me that UDP, who
mm-hmm.
has a majority of maybe, let's say, 230,000 votes that we
You
have,
can say
let's say
even 300,000 votes. Yeah.
300,000. You cannot
Mm-hmm,
tell me 300, a party with a base of 300,000, you're going to
mm-hmm,
compare that with a party who doesn't even have a regional office.
mm-hmm,
Who, when it goes to nomination, they go and pick other people's voters card who are not even part of the party.
mm-hmm,
You
mm-hmm,
cannot tell me that the IEC is saying, okay, you're going to bring 100,000 voters card.
mm-hmm,
But for parties who cannot even have When you look at their percentage when it comes to the voting, they don't even have even 20,000. And those people bring you 100,000 voters card and you accept them as a party. When we do that, maybe some people may not like my analogy, but when we do that, we are not fair to ourselves. And when we are not fair to ourselves, that means we are basing our change on a foundation that is not fair. And when it is not fair, we are going to see ourselves in a bigger problem. And then we cannot blame anybody because everybody will start and stand in his corner and say, no, I'm not responsible. UDP say, no, I'm not responsible. And Doi will say, we have no minister in the cabinet. Everybody is running away from responsibility. So my thing is, let us do our things based on facts. Every country, Donald Trump, I'll give you an example in America. He came with Hillary Clinton and the American people gave him. But after with Biden, they gave it to Biden. They refused him. And he comes back. I could remember where I am working. I was in the office one time. It's a business tycoon I had at the airport. We were talking. That was Donald Trump's first time. I was shocked to my core for him to tell me, because I know the type of person he is, how successful he is. He's told me, we are going to vote Donald Trump in. I said, what? He said, we are going to vote him in. That was his first time. I said, why? He said, because 5 years will not bring America down. If he mess up, we are going to remove him. I was surprised. And this is what happened. Yeah, and this is what happened in Western world. They give chance to people, but they give them the opportunity to lead based on what they brought on the table, not who I am, Lalo living in Switzerland or Fatima living in UK. No, I bring my things on the table, you bring your things on the table. We as a country, we look at it and say, okay, majority decided we are going to give it to Lalo, we are going to give it to you.
But let's say, for instance, if UDP were to lead the coalition again, because I would say, even though for me Legacy was independent, but I still would put him in UDP. So let's say, for instance, there is a coalition now. Would you still have what happened the last time, where it was a tactical alliance, where in the parliament what happened the last time, because that's part of what really sort of messed things up again, because when Halifa Saleh thought maybe the idea would have been for the parties to not have any sort of parties in the parliament, let it just be neutral, so that way decision making will be made purely for the country and not for partisan. Do you think if we or Gambia or the parties leaders now talking coalition, I think this is going to be something that UDP need to look into. Will you still go for the same thing with the tactical thing that you guys did the last time, or will you be neutral and sort of make things more of a Gambia thing and not a party thing? That way then everything will be done the way it should be, so we can have a fair level playing field for every single party. That way then when the next election, if we happen to have the main election, because this would be a coalition, that way then every party can say, okay, well, this is where we're going to start from, rather than having a tactical thing that the last time where everything got messed up because of it.
My sister, if I'm very frank to you, I don't even believe in that tactical. That's an independent way of voting. If they were voted independently, by now they all belong to Adama Barrow, and this constitution of Adama Barrow would have passed, because some of our party members, we made them to vote against Adama Barrow's constitution because they are part of our party. If you want, you vote. But we are going for next 5 years, because if you go against us, 5 years will not break our party. But we are going to, just like when we dismiss these 8 people. When we dismissed these 8 members of parliament, we went to the election and only one person was able to retain his seat. That is Mr. Cisse at where is it? The member of parliament who is the chair of this asset commission. He was the only one. 8 of them, we dismissed them. Only him was able to retain. So that is
Mm-hmm.
what is called accountability. If they were independent,
Mm-hmm.
Adama Barrow started buying them.
Mm-hmm.
And then in that case, there is no leader. They are not accountable to the electorates because they are independent. He can buy them. Our country would have been in a bigger mess at this moment.
But not the initial stage, because then that time nothing was done in the
Be-
initial stage. I'm talking about
because
when they first went into parliament as a team. That time I believe all these reforms, everything would have been, because then people like Khalifa Salah, people like Usainu Dabo, OJ Jalo, and all of those people would have really fight for what we needed at the time, and rather than being that tactical stuff, because that's sort of what kind of changed the game, I believe. I don't know, but I'm thinking that made things a little bit different.
yeah, but the tactical game is that there is no leader. The leader is Adama Barrow. This is the problem with it. In a country, you cannot go for something to solve the country's problem without a leader. This is the problem. Then there is nobody who is responsible.
But in the
So,
initial stage, Adama Barrow was relying on people like Hussein Udabo and Halifa Saleh or Jallo. So he
Kwasi.
doesn't have any clue at that time to say, oh, well, let me not do this, because he doesn't know his powers at that time. He
No,
doesn't.
Adam, we try to underrate Adama also sometimes. There are not Adama himself, not Adama himself, but Adama was around. African power system is such that when the president comes, when you become a president right now, I am
Mm,
telling you,
mm.
you will see some expert in mafiosis, some
Yes.
expert in power grabbing, some
Mm.
expert in corruption. They will
Yes.
not come during the official time from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock. No,
Mm-hmm.
they will visit you at this time at 9 o'clock. This is what they do.
Yeah, the
And the
sneaky
state house,
ones, Tamba,
and the
the
state house
Fabra,
there,
your
there
Tombon
the state
Jata.
house there is a back door. I know this compound. There is a back door to it. This is where they come in the night.
Yes.
And the guards there at the main
Mm-hmm.
door, most of the people will not be aware. Before you realize, a car just entered from the back door and is there in the palace and they're talking. This is when Fabaka Tombonjata and Sidinjai and
Sneaked
others
in.
were able to sneak in and try to walk on the mind of. And
Manipulate.
this is the
Yeah.
time when my brother, who was not having this Chu Kong and no, I'm free being a hamne the prophet. Mange de suma guy, some of our people, biñ ko visité xam nga lan lañ waxoon
Mm.
def leen jëloon a tour of the house mu leen a
Mm.
ubbi fridge di leen wax ni
Wow.
waaye ma ne fii neex na de ma ñàkk suma gis nga fridge mu ngi fees ak yàppi
Wow.
liggéey fii mu ngi fees ak ganaar
Moo tax mu
million
em nim em léegi teddu.
millionaires loolu tam ma ne ko dañ ma ko war a jox 1 week rek to train him I'm telling you stomach bi is gone in 1 week. So to come back to the main thing, it is like this. To be
Yes.
quite candid,
Yeah.
it could have worked fine.
Mm-hmm.
I am not blaming the Halifa Salahs and the OGs of deliberately doing things for things to go this way. No,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
believe, as I said, and I still believe in it. Khalifa is a Gambian, is an elder statesman, and I believe he loved that country, and I believe
Mm-hmm.
he would love that country to prosper. I believe Usainu Dabo is a Gambian and elder statesman. I believe he loved that country and he would love that country to
They all
prosper.
mean well. They
Yes,
all mean well. Mm-hmm.
exactly. OJ Alama Ale Kafarni Nemo Kai, I
I
know he
mean,
loved that country. You know,
mm-hmm.
and all
Mm-hmm.
these politicians, even Adam Barrow at the beginning, we have this feeling he has the country at heart, but he was blackmailed. He
Yeah,
was
along the way
he
he lost it.
along the way he lost it. And then
Mm-hmm.
when you lost it, because my brother, my sister, I was there. I have seen it with my own eyes.
Mm.
How Gambians behave when they are facing power.
Mm.
So
Shame.
Adama was not able to handle with that, and he lost his
Mm-hmm.
way, and now he is still in a lost way. Particularly when we were there, we were telling him, "No, we are not going to allow this." Mr. Dabo will say, "No, don't do
Mm.
this." But
Mm.
he will think they were telling him, "You know why Mr. Dabo is so difficult? He wants to be a president."
Mm-hmm.
And then they misled him with all these thoughts. But I believe at the beginning he has this feeling that he at that time I do tell people Adama Barrow, I don't think he wants to go more than 3 years or five
I
years.
thought as much. I thought
Yeah,
as much as well.
but these power things is so intrigued.
Mm,
It's
mm,
so complicated. When
mm,
you get in it, with
mm,
particularly the financial aspect of it, if you are
mm,
not guided by Allah,
mm,
you miss the way. Whether you are a
absolutely.
Christian or you are a Muslim, you
Mm,
have to be guided and you have to believe in what you believe in. That is the country, and that is
mm,
because a person in the right in his right mind.
mm,
I am here. I see the president of Swiss flying with a business ticket,
mm.
and
Not him.
if he wants to fly with the first class, he could. But I saw it with my own eye.
Mm,
Escort her myself inside the plane
mm.
to fly with a business ticket. When we
Imagine.
arrive at the gate, and then
Mm,
can you imagine this time? I'm telling you, she was traveling with only her private assistant, two of
mm.
them. The
Wow.
president of the country traveling with only private assistant to New York.
Wow.
Billahi
Wow.
wa lie, I'm a witness to it.
Gomnala. Gomnala.
He said, I want to be the last person to go into the flight.
Wow.
And I did exactly that. When we
Mm,
arrived at the gate,
mm,
they said, okay, there is one first class passenger two first class passengers who did not come. Then they upgrade her and the assistant to the first class seat.
wow.
I have seen a Supreme Court of this country traveling with business alone. I have seen the Speaker of this country traveling with only a friend or a husband.
Mm.
When I see these things, sometimes I sit in the office, I try to cry, and I get sad the whole day, and my
Oh,
people would not understand in the office.
mm,
Some of
mm,
them knows that I'm really into politics in my country. I tell them,
mm.
this
Makes
is
you
what I'm
sad.
seeing. I try to
Mm,
compare that with my country, my president going to
mm,
United Nations with
mm,
a plane full, a flight, private jet full of, or maybe up to 50 people.
The likes of Dusano.
Exactly. So we have a lot of work to do, my dear sister. But I think
Yeah,
the
it's
the
been really a
coalition
nice,
building.
engaging conversation. I
Thank
really
you
do
very much.
enjoy this. And
Thank you very much. I love it. I came here to write something, but now I forgot about all those things. But
yeah,
it's a
but
good
it
thing.
was a fruitful conversation. I'm
Yeah.
glad that you joined.
Thank you. I think our people they will sit together and see the country.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell them, let them make sure it is based on something that they can in 5 years. 5 years, Gambia do them. The Gambia do Yahoo.
So what
Five
do you
years.
think right now, if let's say coalition talks, just the last one before you them, but see, I
What?
mangi tangles my benachin, but I could not even let this. But if I'm came on all of that stuff, I really want to go and eat. But yeah, what do you think would
Man, what I think is definitely speaking, number one, I will go in for a party-led coalition for the
mm-hmm,
simple fact that if anything should go wrong in the
mm-hmm,
next 5 years, we can
mm-hmm,
tell the Gambian people we have at least given, example, if it happens to be UDP, we have
mm-hmm.
given UDP the chance and the opportunity to lead the country and put the country on a right track, and they failed. And even me myself, I would agree with that. That is one
Since you,
aspect of it.
yeah, since you are not executive, you calling yourself just a member on this platform.
Mhm,
If you were to entice or to talk to, let's say, Esambai Fal or
mhm,
Halifa Sala or Mama Kande, you want
mhm,
them to come and join UDP. What is your
mhm.
selling point? What would you tell these people to make them sort of think that, you know what, this time around it would be different, or this time around you've got something that you think would definitely make them feel like they are joining a party, not just because they are the smaller crowd, but because they are part of what you guys trying to do, which is to salvage Gambia and take us out from this mess that we're in. What would
Okay.
be something that you would sell? What's your selling point?
First of all, when I said it has to be a party-led coalition, but I will not tell the small parties to come for nothing
Mm-hmm,
because it belongs to all of us. And I know
mm-hmm,
I trusted them. I know they all want to see the country go forward.
mm-hmm,
We are going to make agreements which will be based, which will have their foundation in the constitution in case if something should go wrong.
mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Mhm.
I would not mind to say, okay, I'll put, let's say, we can say, okay, I'm the party-led coalition, but I'll agree with my party. Let's say the Joy will be the, let's say Halifa will be making a foreign minister example. Do you
Mhm.
understand? But there
Mhm.
should be an agreement on
Mhm.
paper
Mhm.
that is even we can
Mhm.
put that to Supreme Court and make the coalition leaders to be accountable.
I like that.
You have
Okay.
to give them assurance that
Mhm.
it belongs to all of us. That is
Mhm.
the number one fundamental starting point.
Mhm.
Everybody is to see himself in the coalition and not by words, because that was the problem. We trusted Adam Barrow,
Mhm.
and this is how it ended up. If we
Mhm.
are going to anybody who is coming in, it has to
Mhm.
be based on agreement, and that agreement should see itself in the constitution, and that should be applicable in a court of law.
Mhm.
I'm going to ask
Okay.
so, and it's just 5 years.
Mhm.
Let's see 5 years
Yeah,
how
well,
things
no,
go.
no, don't just say it's 5 years, because the thing is, even if it's 5 years, but because of the politics in Gambia, even 5 years could turn out 10 years, simply because of the you got the bigger crowd. So it's 5 years and we don't like you. It's going to be very difficult simply because you got the majority of the people. You got
But
300,000 people behind
But
you.
but
Mm-hmm.
the rest of the people also could come
Mm-hmm.
together and tell the Gambian people, yes, we agreed with them to do
Mm-hmm.
this, that, and they refused. And you
Mm-hmm.
have all seen. Because right now, even if you
Mm-hmm.
hate UDP, you know that the
Mm-hmm.
system is not working.
Mm-hmm.
The government is not working. Even if you
No.
hate UDP, even the
Mm-hmm.
people who are in NPP, they know that the system is not working.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if we all see the country and
Mm-hmm.
trust each other and make it a
Mm-hmm.
party-led government, we give
Mm-hmm.
that party another 5 years. If the
Mm-hmm.
5 years is completed and they mess up, like example, if we mess up,
Mm-hmm.
the rest of the party, the rest of the country has this audacity
Mm-hmm.
to say they mess up, we are going for another person. This is what the Western countries do. But they don't even stop there. We are going to send them away and they put accountability measures. That means the
Mm-hmm.
constitution, it has to be there. If, for instance, I happen to be a minister or I happen to be in the army or I happen to be something, even if the government, the party goes out, the accountability measures kicks in. The people who mess up, like
Mm-hmm.
Senegal now they are trying to bring Macky Sall to High Court.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That is
I
cooking.
like that.
Today I read a resolution which goes to their parliament,
Mm-hmm.
which could bring Macky Sall to court. His brother was arrested, and the wife.
Amazing.
The
Okay.
brother of the wife was arrested, was in prison for months. Now he has this electronic thing around his leg. That
Good.
is judicial
I'm
supervision.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Western people believe in one thing, that is somebody has to be responsible.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have meeting with my people, even these chapter meetings. When
Mm-hmm.
we decide a resolution, what
Mm-hmm.
we do before the meeting is finished, first I need to know who is a leader, who is taking
Mm-hmm.
charge, so that
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have somebody to fall back.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
so that every day before the thing happens, I have should have an update from this person, from his
Mm-hmm.
team. So
Mm-hmm.
responsibility aspect is very important for anything that help us in trying to do accountability. But if
Mm-hmm.
you don't have anybody who is responsible, then you cannot account anybody because everybody will run away. Example, what happened. So that is
Mm-hmm.
one important aspect. And the other thing also, the people who are part of it should not just be there because they are there. They have to see themselves in the system, in the whole coalition. They have to have responsibility so that tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
if we also feel
Mm-hmm.
Esam Baifal is not doing his job, we can call
Mm-hmm.
him out. We
Mm-hmm.
gave you this job to fill this bottle,
Mm-hmm.
and we gave you 5 years, and the bottle is not filled. So you gotta keep quiet.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know. So these are the things that
Yeah.
I will really this for me responsibility, accountability, and it has to be based on something constitution. It's something
Mm-hmm.
that we can fall back on, not on my word, because I'm a human being. I can tell you
Mm-hmm.
today, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with you. But
Mm-hmm.
next minute I go on the street, I decided to go somewhere else.
Yeah, we see that all the time. We
All
we
the
see
time.
that.
All the
Yes,
time.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Well,
it,
that is really it's been really fun. I enjoyed this. I didn't expect to be this long, but it's been fruitful. And you said some really good points here, which I'm gonna sort of marinate in my head after, because I'll watch this again. Because obviously we've been talking, and even though I'm taking some few things, but it's easier to just forget everything that we've discussed because I'm the one talking with you. But
I'm still planning to come to Birmingham program. I think if that possibility, I'm going to tell Mr. Dabo, you have to meet this lady. You have to talk with this lady.
well, I live in London, so but I wouldn't mind traveling to Birmingham to meet him. I would really want to sit down with him and then maybe have some heart-to-heart conversation and just see where what will definitely sort of maybe win me over or sort of think differently. But for now, I enjoy this, and I really hope that in with everything that we discussed here, hopefully you guys being the main party that is that Gambia rely on, in as much as we have other parties, but you guys play a very big role in what's to come. So therefore, it is really important for you guys to, one, for me, it would be nice to see a very flexible UDP, a very tolerant UDP, because it's important, since you're trying to win the highest or the highest office in Gambia. That's very important for you guys to sort of be flexible, tolerant, and be able to accept people's views, in as much as it may not be what you might appreciate, but it's important to take those notes up on board, so that way you can use it to your advantage. But when it comes to saying things and having it becoming almost like an attack, or you don't like us, or the tribalist, because sometimes it's nothing to, I am one of those people that's got nothing like that in me. I love everyone. It doesn't matter who you are. I'm here for
Man,
Gambia, and that's it. So
I'm not suma nyari sister nga xam ne they are married to many of my sisters. But I just
mhm,
want to tell you two examples. Henry
yes.
Gomez is
Mm-hmm.
married to my sister.
There you go. Temom
Ko
Jagola
ko ko man na hate domami.
did it.
They
Mulo.
are my nephew.
Bah, you can't.
Understand?
Yes.
Joe Gomez
Yes.
in UK is married to my sister.
Mm.
My cousin sisters are they are all my cousin sisters. Man na hate lulu no.
No,
Te
no.
xam nga ne from Tobacco Road xam nga bari bu biñ jaalee baara
Mm.
dañ ñëw Tobacco Road rek all dafa ko teewa all the girls there we married them, you know.
Man, wa Georgetown la. Man, my parents have, my grandma is from Georgetown. So
So look
on
at this.
my dad's side. On
So
my
look at
dad's
this.
side. Huh?
The diversity of this country is should be a strength for all of us. It should
There
not
you go.
be a
And then
division for us.
I'm a descendant of Mama Nakaltudati, Mama Tamba Jame. That's my great
Look
great
at that.
grandmother,
Look at
granddad
that.
rather.
Look at
Yes.
that. Look at
Yes.
that.
My grandma is Jame. I'm from Ilyasa, Badibu Ilyasa.
Look at that. So
Yes.
our situation is very easy to, but it depends on us, you and I, who are in the
Mm-hmm.
Facebook and people are listening to us. It
Mm-hmm.
depends on us. Let us all talk to our people to say, hey, yow waruloo hate Fatima because he just Fatima limo wax you don't like it. Don't hate
Mm-hmm.
Lalo because he's in UDP. What he's saying you don't like it. Try to know
Mm-hmm.
about him. Try to
Yeah.
listen to him.
Engage. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we tell our people, and I promise you this time around, you're going to see a different campaign.
I really hope so.
You
We
are going to
Gambia
see,
needs it. They
we are,
We
yes, we are,
definitely.
you are going to see a different campaign. You are going to see a different communication. You know, our
Mm-hmm.
positions will be voted, I think, maybe in few days. Like
Mm-hmm.
communication, you have Madi Caesar applied, you have Sekou Kamara in US
Mm-hmm.
applied, you know. Those people are all
Mm-hmm.
fine gentlemen, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Of
When
course.
you come to the campaign manager, you have fine gentlemen who applied. For
Mm-hmm.
administrative secretary, fine gentlemen, they
Mm-hmm.
applied. And then
Mm-hmm.
we are trying very well to make sure our people ikafome nga nyomu dareya nga mulu mudareya nga mulu kumandi.
Bobu sut na ma de hama mu daan ya.
Ɓe nyomuɗare yalale ngal kumandi nga fali komen ko at least for once al
Mm.
kartawo dinna bang al you give us 5 years and see what we are going to do. I am quite so. Because if Mr. Dabo is a corrupt person, then he's finished so long time because Adama Barrow was desperate to know
Mm-hmm.
the skeletons in Mr. Dabo's cupboard.
Mm-hmm.
But
Just
Mr.
to throw
Dabo,
dirt at him.
yeah,
Yeah.
just to throw that at him. But as foreign minister, as vice president, he has a clean slate. He has a
Mm.
clean slate. I can
I doubt
assure you
that
that.
there's any question in his capabilities or what he could
Yeah,
do. I just think that maybe there's a little bit of some reasonings why, and maybe you guys should be the one to be able to do that. But as far as I'm concerned, I would love to see a really nice coalition for Gambia's sake. And whatever the situation is, let's try to be flexible to be able to bring sanity back to that country because we need it.
exactly,
We are all
exactly.
desperate.
Yeah,
Yes.
we need it.
Um,
Definitely, we need it, and we are gonna
yeah.
have it. Inshallah, we are
Inshallah.
gonna have it.
Inshallah. Thank you.
It's a
Thank you,
pleasure.
Mr.
It's a
JT.
pleasure to have this discussion with you. And then I will thank all the people who have been listening. I will
Mm-hmm.
say thank you very much. And then maybe another time. It will be good.
Another time, inshallah, in good
Yeah,
time.
inshallah.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much for coming.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All
All
right.
right.
You
Bye-bye.
take care. Bye bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Okay. Mr. JT is gone. I don't even know how to remove this. I think you
that
have
is
to remove yourself, but I'm not
that
even
is
sure how this works.
that is the problem here. I myself, I'm not very good at this
Okay, I'll just
computer.
let's just say goodbye and thank you everyone for watching. And I'm gonna
Thank
just cut
you.
it short because I don't
Thank
know how
you.
to sort of
Thank you.
end this. All right, thank you, Mr. JT. Bye bye.
Okay. Thank you, my dear sister. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Take care.